Everybody, how's it going? It's Wednesday, sorry, and we're back. We're still playing Phoenix Wright. So last time we started a little bit of we did more Rise to the Ashes. I think we're about at the end of it, and we ended earning up here. We'll start trials and not trials, Justice for All. So let's get into the Rise of the Ashes trial ladder. Alright, 25th, 1206, Citrus Court, defendant lobby number 2. Sorry, Edgeworth. I didn't mean to get you in trouble. Don't worry about it. This is my problem, not yours. Hope not interrupting anything, pal. Oh, yeah. I'll come back later. Wait, Detective Gunshoe! What is it? You got no nerves, pal! Making the detective run around while on duty. Yeah. And to top it off, you call me here? I've seen happy people at funerals. I feel like we've been here before. I take it Lana's having you run errands again. Let me tell you, this is the last time, pal. Here, she asked me to give this to you if there was a break in today's trial. I don't know. Attorney Jason, remember that Edgeworth was talking about this just the other day. You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule number 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. Is that right, Mr. Ryan? Seems so. Sorry. You could at least study some evidence law, really. The chief prosecutor also wanted me to give you a message. A message? She said, if you're planning to take him on, you're gonna need this book. Him. I guess I'll need to give this book a thorough read. Evidence law is secure. He slipped into pocket. From Miss Sky explains the 2 rules of evidence law. Doesn't look like that book will do you any good neither. Let us read. Oh. Hey lady, that's what we just went for. All that's left now is the chief prosecutor's sentence. John, we'll check this out. Oh, okay. That's where you're wrong, detective. Yeah. Also, I might need to change some stuff for Friday. You'll see when Friday comes. I've made a change of plans. Huh? Haven't you figured it out yet? Why I'm still sitting in that prosecutor's seat? Despite all these allegations being thrown at me. Mr. Edgeworth! The real trial today hasn't begun yet. What? What is it so glad to do? Your credibility has been all but ruined with the sports evidence you were unaware of. And this guy found out she ultimately caused a man's death. And now, you're telling me you want to do more? You gotta be kidding me, pal! You're missing the point, detective. Lana didn't murder Detective Goodman. She merely stuck a knife into his dead body. That means the real killer is still out there. What? And we're going to expose him. No matter what it takes. This kid has hurt too many people. It's time to bring it to an end. November 25th, 1252 District Court, courtroom number 9. I'll probably just gonna, by the way, things wrong, maybe just gonna post here, that's about it. Corporate 9 reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. So, Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. The Inquiry Committee is planning to impose harsh penalties for your actions. Thank you for the news, Your Honor. Yes, well, Murray, this is where the prosecution calls for a witness. But, I know I'm it just didn't. This isn't easy to say. You see, there is some concern that you, Ash, Mr. Escher, may have, struck a bargain. You think I may have manipulated the witness. I didn't say that! It's just, you see, everyone has been talking on... Very well, Your Honor. I have a solution. A solution? That being the case, the prosecution will the defense to call for all further witnesses. What? There's no proceed. There's no proceed in for what you're proposing. Precedent, sorry. Undeniably, this is an unusual arrangement, but a very effective one. It would prove that I haven't struck any deals with the witnesses. Mom is right. What do you say? Unbelievable! Ezra has found a way to continue the trial. Very well. The defense accepts the prosecution's proposal. Then it's settled. The defense may now call forth the next witness. Is that right? You do realize this is your last chance. You called the wrong witness. This trial is as good as over. The defense would like defense calls. Time's finally come to bring out the real murderer. Damon Gaunt. The defense calls Damon Gaunt to the stand. The Damon Gaunt? What does he have to do with anything? As the defendant's partner 2 years ago, Mr. Gaunt has first-hand knowledge of the crime. I feel we should hear what he has to say about it. As luck would have it, he should still be in the courthouse. He would also be the least likely to have been manipulated by me in any way. Wouldn't you agree, Your Honor? True. Alright, bailiff, please escort Mr. Gaunt to the stand. Witness, please state your name and occupation. What is this? Some kind of practical joke? I was on my way to lunch. So I was just on my way to lunch. Your name and occupation, sir. Worry. Are you sure you want to do this? Your name and occupation. So, you want to play hardball, eh? Please, Mr. Gaunt. Fine. My name is Damon Gaunt, and I'm the acting chief of police. Right then, Chief Gaunt. The court requests to hear testimony. Oh, righto! What's with the grim face? First, let's clear up this SL9 incident. Oh, you mean that time when Lala's sister murdered that prosecutor? Personally, I think it's been made pretty clear already. There's still some things on accounted for. Oh, like what? Like the role you played in all of this. Son, either you're very brave or very foolish. You are aware, of course, that a police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal. Weapons? Sure. Take my testimony, for example. I don't have to give it if I don't want to. What? Is that true? I'm afraid so. The chief of police has the right to refuse to testify. Of course, such an action carries with it certain risks. Don't worry, I'm not here to hinder your trial. Just remember, if this turns out to be a big waste of time, don't say I didn't warn you. Alright, well, the witness may now begin his testimony. SL9 is the witness testimony. As I recall, Nail and I were questioning him that day. To make a long story short, we slipped up. That power outage didn't help either. When I went to my office, I found Lana there. Apparently, she had already arranged the crime scene. As you can see, I have nothing to do with the forgery. Is that when Drake was arrested? Him? He was lying on the floor unconscious. When Emma said Nail flying, it seems the roof bumped his head. I see. Everything seems pretty clear cut. If the police chief has the right to refuse to testify, then I better hit him hard and fast. Okay, as I recall, a ceremony was held at the police department that day. Yes, you're right. I guess you could say I'm a workaholic. After winning his award, Nell was all fired up too. That's probably what spooked Rick. I made him run away like that. Was the defendant, Lana Skye, also present in the room? I don't quite remember. At the very least, she wasn't there when Drake ran up for it. The two of you ran immediately after him, right? That's right, but Drake made it to the elevator first. So Nell and I split up. He went upstairs and I went downstairs. I guess you could say he got lucky. What's this about a power outage? Hold on! The elevator stopped all of a sudden, and I got the shock of my life. Well, probably not as shocked as Nell was when that knife went through his heart, though. That's not funny. Could you tell us what you saw? It was a shocking sight. Nell and the serial killer were lying in a heap on the floor, all entangled together. Drake was also lying collapsed on the floor. Yes, apparently he hit his head and was knocked out. Okay, next to them were those two poor girls. Lana and Emma. Sorry. Lana was cradling Emma in her arms. Looking back at the night, she must have already known what her sister had done. How could you know that? How can you know that? Because of the victim's body. It had already been moved. And that means you found the body near Lana's desk? That's right. I think you said earlier. It was my suit of armor that really stopped the prosecutor. Yes. Anyway. So you're saying that the forgery had already taken by the time you arrived at your office? That's exactly what I'm saying. I can understand how Lana must have felt. But moving a body and hiding evidence are unexcusable no matter what the circumstances. Is this really how it went down? Sorry not to witness what you do any good, Mr. Wright. If you're going to start anything, you'd be better staring at the court records. Worry! Oh, it's a smooth talker. Which piece of evidence ties Gunn to the forgery? Lana did admit the forgery evidence. But this cannot be the whole truth. Somehow I got the link gun to the incident. I can know what it is and I might... Found it! You claim you had nothing to do with the forgery? But I'm afraid that is a claim you cannot back up. Explain yourself. Several pieces of evidence were found in your office. Take this list, for example. That's the list Emma Sky drew her picture on. This was discovered in your desk. Not only that, but a piece of this jar that was sitting in your office was found inside your safe. It was found where? See, Chief Gant. These articles of evidence uncovered in your office are both concrete proof that you also played a part in the illegal investigation. Chief Gant! What's the meaning of this? Oh. Here's a defense attorney who may even rival Worthy. So you admit to it then? That you were involved in the forgery? Who, me? Or do you mean you? Me? Why would I have anything to do with that? Well, you're the one who snuck into my office when you found this evidence. Prosecutors aren't the only ones capable of forging evidence, you know. Defense attorneys can do it too. Isn't that right, righto? However, Detective Gumshoe was present during the investigation. Worthy, my boy. Not even detectives are exempt from the law. Rest assured, Dick will receive his due punishment. What? If Detective Gumshoe's salary drops any further, he'll end up paying to work. Yes, well, in light of the detective's presence, please give us your testimony regarding these pieces of evidence found in your office and their relation to the forgery that took place at the crime scene. My. Kids these days no longer know how to put two and two together. Evidence and forgery, the new testimony. Let's see, what was it now? A jar frame on the list? For all I know, you could have planted them in my office. Anyway, you can't prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered. If they were found after Drake was convicted, then they're worthless. There's no reason I participate in a forgery. Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help you in any way. Is that right? Yes, Your Honor? When investigating the crime scene, you should have been more careful to observe protocol. You do understand that I am the chief of police, right? There will be consequences. Oof. Indeed. I believe I will press charges, so you won't make the same mistake again. My apologies, Chief. Would you mind waiting until tomorrow for that? Today is, well, you know. Alright, Urgy. In return, no. I know. That place, right? Huh? What are these guys? Telepathic? Alright. I appreciate it if you stop making these ridiculous allegations. Yes, you do have a point. You wouldn't have the guts to do something like that. What? I have, you know, back in the day, I once broke into a cattle ranch and tipped... Mr. Wright! What are you saying? Anyway, you can't prove you didn't carry in the evidence, can you? If you have proof of the contrary, you're going to need it later. Later? What are you talking about? What else? I'm talking about when Raito's prints are found. Yes, if they're found inside my safe. They would prove his investigation was illegal. I never faced anyone as slimy as this guy. What do you mean by that? This is all purely hypothetical, of course. But suppose I did place those items in my safe. Such an act wouldn't necessarily constitute forgery. If concealing evidence found at the crime scene isn't forgery, I'm not through speaking yet, righto. It all depends on when the evidence was discovered. Are you saying this jar fragment wasn't discovered at the initial investigation? If it appeared not, after all, it wasn't in the evidence list. For all we know, it could have suddenly materialized the day after Drake was sentenced. Oh, wouldn't that be convenient? Right? The chief is talking about a possibility. So long as you can't rule that out. Your remarks, however, clearly clever they may be, will only succeed in wasting time. Tell me something I don't know. Come on, righto. Think about it. How'd you look me in the eye and say that? Because I'm innocent. Remember, who was it that murdered Neil? Sorry, Neil. Neil's hard. I'm not sure I care for the word murder here. But in the end, the person responsible for Mr. Marshall's unfortunate demise was Emma Skye. Well, now do you see? Ready? Really, Chief Gant? At the very least, there is one very large benefit you reap from all this. Oh, I wasn't aware. What is this benefit? That you, of course, be in the position you have. That would, of course, be the position you have. Chief of Police. Oh! The resolution of the SL9 incident secured your promotion to Chief. That is sufficient motive. That in itself is sufficient motive. Oh, that's a good one. Huh? Do you really think I'm not incompetent? What do you mean? Even with that kiss, I was already in line to become the next chief. The resolution of the SL9 merely sped up the inevitable a little. Is that true, Edgeworth? Yes, he was going to be made chief anyway. Oh! Be careful when pointing that finger, or you might wind up being the one pointed at. So that means there's only one possible motivation for you to commit forgery. If you didn't do it for yourself, then you did it for someone else. Don't be silly, Worthy. You know me better than that. There's only 3 people I look out for. Me, myself, and I. There, it's out in the open now. Urgy, would you mind if I change my testimony a little? By all means, please do. I wouldn't be anyone's accomplice if there was nothing in it for me. Nothing in it for you? Sorry, but the only person I care for is yours truly. That girl, Lana's little sister, was it? If you think I felt sorry for her, you better think again. You're right. You don't feel sorry for anyone. Be tough on crime and tough on people. That's how I was raised. You seem to be lax enough in yourself, though. Oh, that's a good one, Worry. Yes, I did. I'm gonna see how things. I think we're gonna see how things are next week, and we'll see from there. Could there have been something in it for him? With his selfishness, he would have helped some. Yeah, I saw. So giving substance, would he have helped someone? True. You might not help anyone for their sake. But if it would benefit you, you might decide to assist someone. Mr. Wright? It appears you're possibly determined to betray the chief. As a nice man who likes to lend people a hand. That's not what I mean! Very well then. Who is this person you believe Shinkan may have helped forge evidence? Take that! Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky? The defendant? I believe it's quite obvious in light of the circumstances. Emma Sky fell victim to an unfortunate series of offense. Who would want to help her more than her own sister, Lana? And that's for the chief. And that's for Chief Gant. He would also have a reason to help Lana if she asked him to. That reason is, of course, self-profit. Self-profit? What do you mean? After the SL9 incident was resolved, Lana Sky was appointed Chief Prosecutor at the Prosecutor's Office. The person who arranged this job change was you, Chief Gant. But how would he profit from all of this? He'll be able to use the Chief Prosecutor as his puppet. Essentially, he would acquire unchecked authority over all investigations. You mean to tell me that despite the Chief's formidable appearance, he plays with puppets? Oh, wait! You must mean puppet as in someone forced to do his bidding. Never mind. A minute, Chief. And the judge is slow, but on occasional things, but he can't catch up. You can't. You assisted Lana Sky in forging evidence. Your motive? To appoint her as Chief Prosecutor so you can control her. Righto, my boy. You have quite an imagination. Let me ask you something. What? You have... Do you have any proof of this, that I controlled Lana? For example, is Lana testifying that I've done such a thing? Lana, she's keeping quiet to protect Emma. There's no way she testified against Chikan. I'm afraid without proof, this all amounts to nothing more than mere conjecture. Unless... that is also what happened in this incident. This incident? Which one would that be? Of course, I'm talking about the murder of Detective Bruce Goodman. The Chief Prosecutor has been acting strange throughout this entire trial. Almost as if someone has been controlling her. Worthy? You better watch your tongue. I wouldn't want you to get hurt. Just what do you mean? What he means, Your Honor, is that Chief Gant is involved in the murder of Detective Goodman. Not only that, but the Chief is now making Lana to take the rap to cover up his involvement. What? Order! I said order! Mr. Wright, you can't be serious! Huh? This is an affront to the highest ranking officer in our law enforcement agency. To accuse the Chief of Police of blackmail and murder? Impossible! That's it. Oh, sorry. Your Honor, I was really deteriorating. What Mr. Edger said in easier to understand language. It's too late, Mr. Wright. There's no turning back for us now. It looks like he's the one who decided to go through with this. Can you prove this, Mr. Wright? That Chief, a high-ranking officer of the law, is involved in this murder? Question. Regardless of his rank or title, Chief Gant is just a man. Question is he a criminal? I believe the evidence will tell. See. Alright then. Let's see what Mr. Wright's got. And it better be good. Show us this evidence that ties Chief Gant to the murder of Detective Goodman. This is the ID card list. Yes, the one that shows who entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. There was one ID on the list we couldn't determine the owner of yesterday. 7777777. I still think I'm 172 too many, but maybe at this time maybe 172 less. Sorry, but there's no way you can prove that my card number is your number. It's your number. What? How do you know that? The safe in Chief Gant's office requires a code to open. A 7-digit code. 7 digits? You don't mean... I'm afraid so, Your Honor. The code was 7777777. I counted that one, so I know that one's right. The same as the remaining ID card number on that list. Chief Gant, you entered the evidence room on the day of the crime! Order, order! Chief Gant, what do you have to say? Nothing. The defense search of my office was a violation of regulation. And I will determine Mr. Wright to be punished to the maximum extent of the law. But right now, the court demands an explanation from you about the use of this ID card. Chief Gant, so you admit it? You entered the evidence room on the day of the crime? What about it? I'm Chief of Police. Whether it's the evidence room or the bathroom. What's the difference? I can go anywhere I want. Tell me, when you entered the room, were you alone? I always go to the bathroom alone, as I do with the evidence room. Detective Goodman wouldn't have happened to be with you that day, would he? Of course not! Why would he be? I hadn't seen him in days. You hadn't seen him? In days? Chief Gant, I'm afraid you just undone yourself. On that day, you had to have met with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? This trial purpose is to determine Lana Sky's guilt. No, it isn't, Your Honor. This trial's purpose is to determine the truth. If Chief Gant met with the victim on the day of the crime, then we need to determine one thing. What transpired during that meeting? In that case, Mr. Wright, I'm going to have to ask you for evidence. Show us proof that the victim went to meet Gant on the day of the crime. Why did I go the long way again? Oh, this is closer. Detective Goodman lost his ID card on the day of the crime. Or to be more accurate, Jake Marshall stole it. So Detective Goodman filled out a lost item report. He would have had to give the report to the Chief of Police. Yet you are in possession of the report, which means you can't be sure if he filed it. He filed it? How do I know, you ask? Because he needed to enter the evidence room that day. He needed to? Yes. To transfer the evidence out. Oh! Detective Goodman took the form to you, Chief Gant. Then, you accompanied the detective to the evidence room. I accompanied him? There's no other way the murderer and Detective Goodman could have entered the room. Hold on, let me guess what you're going to say next. I, the Chief of Police, murdered poor Goodman? Exactly. But wait! The Chief didn't necessarily need to accompany him to the evidence room. He could have just lent him his ID card. Yes. Now that you mention it, I believe I might have done something of the sort. Sorry, but that's not possible. According to the report, your card was only used once. Yet you showed us your ID card earlier. If you had really lent it to Detective Goodman, it would have been found on his body! No! Chief, God, you didn't. The murder was most likely a spur-of-the-moment crime, for no one in the right mind would choose the police department as a place to commit murder. After the murder, he contacted Lana at the prosecutor's office. Why? To dispose of Detective Goodman's body, of course. You're forgetting, Mr. Wright, that the victim's body was discovered at the prosecutor's office parking lot. How did he manage to move it there? I was at the police department the entire day, you know. And everyone's aware that Lana stayed at the prosecutor's office after the ceremony. Everyone except me, it seems. Still, you're the chief of police. You have an entire police force at your disposal. Oh, so you think I just ordered an officer to do it? Hey you! Take this here dead body over to the prosecutor's office. I don't think so. Chief Gant, you left all the evidence we need to prove how you moved the body to the prosecutor's office. All this time, I thought it was a useless clue that just... Sorry. And all this time, I thought it was a useless clue just taking up space. How could the chief have moved the body? That's right. Show us this evidence. To move the victim's body, Chief can't use this. It all comes full circle. This is how he moved Detective Goodman's body. What's this? A screwdriver? But what does that have to do with this case? Mr. Edgeworth, think back to the day of the crime. What is the screwdriver doing here? It's here because... Oh! I was asked to go by Chief Gant, no less. He told me he wanted me to keep this here in the prosecutor's office. In any case, on the day of the stabbing, I brought this back here. After the ceremony ended that day, I didn't plan to return to the prosecutor's office. But you did, because Chief Gant asked you to. You mean I... The body was found in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. I think it's obvious what happened. The body was moved by that car! Detective Goodman's body was carried in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car? Yes, unless of course you have another explanation, Chief. Why else would you have asked Mr. Edgeworth to transport evidence from a closed case? There's only one possible explanation. To transport the body to your accomplice. Miss Lana Sky! Order, order, order! What's going on here? Is there no room for rebuttal to the defense's outrageous accusation? Think back to the photograph Miss Stock took at the prosecutor's office. That was not a photo of the body being stuffed in the trunk to be taken away. It was exactly the opposite. It is a photo of the body being taken from the trunk. Chief God, please say something. I believe. Your time's up. My time's up? Sorry, Righto, but I'm having lunch with the District Attorney General after this. We have to get going if we're to make it in time for the early bird special. But the cross-examination isn't finished yet. Remember what I told you earlier. A police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal. Weapons? Like the right to refuse to testify. I'm invoking that right now. What? That isn't a right to be casually revoked. There are certain risks to be considered.
Objection!
So you're going to just run away after all this? Run away? Don't make me laugh, worry. I stabbed old Goodman. That's what you're saying, right? But if you had any conclusive evidence, you would have presented it by now. Well, You think I had Lana dispose of the body? So, then show me your proof and get it over with. I said again, Mr. Wright. Damon Grant is the current chief of police. The court will not tolerate any accusations against him without concrete proof. Well, Mr. Wright, Your Honor, do you have any concrete proof? Proof that the chief got murdered, Detective Goodman, and made Miss Sky dispose of his body? Do I have any concrete proof? Pretty sure I'm going to say no right now. It's no use showing evidence I'm not sure of myself. No, Your Honor, at present, I have no conclusive evidence. See, Urgy? In that case, this court is forced to penalize you for your allegations against the chief. What? Here's a tip. Never gamble what you can't afford to lose, righto? Seems that Lady Luck was on my side again today. Okay, Archie, I'll leave the rest to you. I warned you earlier, Mr. Wright. This is an affront to the senior office of our nation's law enforcement agency. What? Not yet. Not yet. Lady Luck, huh? Maybe we should have a word with her. Also, remember, we can't check the back of the evidence book yet. Mr. Edgeworth, what do you mean? There's one lady who knows the real truth behind this trial. We haven't had the honor of hearing her testimony. A lady who knows the truth? Another witness? In the absence of conclusive evidence, the only other method to proof is testimony. The Chief Con has revoked his right to refuse to testify. There's still someone else. One more witness who can answer all the questions raised in this trial. Someone right in this very room. Sir Edgeworth, who is this person? Why are you asking me, Your Honor? Have you forgotten? The defense is the one calling witnesses today. Mr. Wright, does such a witness assist? She may not be willing to tell the truth. But we can't just stop now. Yes, Your Honor. The defendant calls forth.
Take that!
The defendant? Miss Lana Sky? She was in the underground parking lot at 5:15 on February 21st. Her task to dispose of the victim's body. In accordance with a certain someone's order, Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution has no objections, Your Honor. Very well. The court will now take its final recess for the day. In 15 minutes, we will reconvene to hear the defendant's testimony. This court is now in Hold on! Huh? Chief Gun? I thought you were going to eat. Listen good, Lana. He's talking to Lana. I don't think you need me to tell you this, but if you accept Mr. Wright's claims, there will be terrible consequences. That's right. Your sister will be found guilty for Neil Marshall's murder. Ah, this isn't good. Of course, you'd never support such outrageous claims anyway, right? Just something to think about. Alright then. I got a lunch steak to meet. Okay, if there are no any further objections, this court is now in recess. February 25th, 2:04 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Looks like we managed to stay in the game. Yeah, thanks to your help, Ashworth. That chief, he's something else, eh, pals? Detective Gumshoe! I'm not a detective anymore. Oh yeah, sorry about that. Ah, don't worry. I've already decided where to work now. At your office! My office? Sure. I'll take the place of that top-notch girl you used to work with. Did he mean Maya? Still, looks like we're all with moves now. Chief Gun's done it again. How is he always getting? As if he always gets the upper hand. It's not fair he has the right to refuse refuse to testify. Settle down, Wright. Remember what the judge said. Chief, that is not a right to be casually revoked. There are certain risks to be considered. Risks? What does he mean by that? It's simple. If the chief refuses to testify, the opposite also holds true. You mean he forfeits his rights to say anything too? Oh, right. It was Emma. I thought that was Lana. Emma, are you okay? Yeah, when I came to, I was in the medical office. I've been listening to the trial from the gallery. So she heard everything that's been going on. Emma, I'm sorry for what I said before. No, don't be. It was the truth. You know, it's funny. I almost feel somehow relieved. Relieved? Yeah. Now I find what really happened. To think that all this time, my sister was being blackmailed by that terrible man. And she did it all just to protect me. Ever since her appointment as chief prosecutor, everyone who knew her said she changed. Perhaps it was easier that way for her. What do you mean? What do you think I mean? To follow Chief Gun's orders? She must have shut herself deep inside. Forced herself to do anything and everything the chief told her to do. That must be why she became so cold. It was all my fault. It's all because I murdered Mr. Marshall. Oh. Hey, don't go blaming yourself now. If you want to blame anyone, blame society, pal. The Chief Gun may have been able to fool everyone else with his forgery, But you can't follow my memory. I remember not. I knocked Mr. Marshall into that armor. I see. Well, we better get back. It's time for the final act. Oh, Emma, why don't you wait here? No, I'm going with you. Okay, there was something I needed to double check, and I remembered something about this, but we're not doing one of the things. So no, I'm going with you. I want to be there when Lana tells the truth. Let's go, Wright. It's time to end this. Yeah, okay, you'll also be... I was like, I remember... And then, yeah, we have two basically trial parts here. So we couldn't have finished till the Monday. We could actually probably get the start of Justice for All. February 25th, 2:21 p.m., District Court, Courtroom number 9. Now then, will the defendant, Miss Lana Skye, please take to the stand? Miss Lana Skye, you are the Chief Prosecutor. I'm sure you're aware of what is required of you. Mr. Edgeworth, you already know everything. You know all that I've done these past 2 years. Please provide the court with your testimony, Miss Skye. And remember, you're under oath. You want to hear the truth. Of course, the truth. Lana, no matter what happens, I'll always be your sister. Now then, your testimony, if you will. First, tell us about your relation with Chief Gaunt. Everything hinges on your testimony. You're the only chance we have to get Gaunt. Gaunt and the fabrication is the first testimony we have. I worked alongside Gaunt for years. There's no truth to this blackmail theory. I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. My only motivation was to get Drake convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma. Are you sure about this testimony? Your Honor, I'm confessing to a capital offense. Of course I'm sure. But Lana! If this is true, then that means Chief Gaunt had nothing to do with this. That's what I've been trying to tell you from the beginning. Please, Mr. Wright, you got to help her. She's sacrificing herself because of me. What if she's telling the truth? She's not. I know my own sister. Whenever she speaks stiffly like that, she's hiding something inside. Deep down, she's really screaming in agony. Yeah, this is no time to start second-guessing myself. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. Alright. How many years exactly? Ever since I made ever since I made senior detective. Let's see, I was 24 then, so that would be 5 years. Detective Gaunt and Detective Skye were legendary partners. I personally saw them testify in numerous cases. She must have been good coming from the same school as Mia. Him and Gaunt was a respectable detective. That's why. Think about it, Miss Skye. didn't murder Detective Goodman? You just told me as much in jail yesterday in jail. Okay, you still don't get us, do you, Mr. Wright? Any testimony you cannot present in court is as useless as idle gospel. Gospel. Reading. I stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. And... Did you do so to help your sister? Joe Drake was a serial killer. My sister almost became his last victim that day. I didn't want that incident to ruin her life. But what she did was justifiable self-defense. She wouldn't have been charged with anything. That's not the point. She was traumatized that day, all because of that creep. That's why I couldn't forgive him. That's why you fabricated the evidence 2 years ago? You said you did this all by yourself? Yes. Would you mind telling us what you found when you arrived at the crime scene? It seems I was the first person to discover the scene. The Brooklyn Prosecutor Ward knife was stuck in the victim's body. What? Prosecutor Namacho died from an unfortunate accident. That's only a situation you dreamt was possible. The reality is, it wasn't my sister who took the prosecutor's life. That's why I saw you once, Mr. Wright, but I'll never change this statement. You mean, Prosecutor Neil Marshall ended up being killed by Drake? Something like that. If that is so, what happened to the other murder weapon? Drake was carrying a switchblade knife. Oh, that was lying on the floor a little distance away. It was probably knocked away in the struggle. That's not how it went down. She's trying to cover up her lies with more lies. All just to protect me. So when you found a scene like this, what did you do? After all, this is what everything boils down to. Yes. I broke the tip of Drake's knife and planted inside the wound, then moved the body. You planted the tip of Drake's knife in the... and then you moved the body? But why? Why would you do that? You of all people should know, Ashworth. You've always got a good head in your shoulders. My head is not bad, but may I ask... Okay, but maybe I ask for the sake of others. When you showed up on the scene, where exactly was the victim's body? It was where you deduced it was, by Chief Gant's desk. But the body was found by your desk. Why did you move it there? There's a reason for... The reason for that is simple. Let's have the witness explain this in more detail. The reason Miss Sky moved the body. The piece of jar that shattered during the event threatened my plan. Piece of the jar? You mean... Yes, that wretched jar you showed us earlier. In order to show that Drake committed the murder, I felt it would be more expended to move the body. So, when you first found the body, the jar was already... Of course, it had been shattered to pieces. When you look at the crime, and see, it would be clear right away what happened. Neil Marshall was dead, and Drake was lying unconscious. In other words, the jar might have been broken during their struggle. I see. What's the matter, Emma? Apparently the jar shattered at the time the crime was committed. But I have a feeling there is more to it than that. There must be a contradiction here somewhere. Anyway, I committed this fabrication completely alone. So you rearranged the crime scene? Are you sure you didn't do this to keep Emma from looking like the murderer? How many times do I have to tell you, Mr. Wright? Emma didn't do it. Period. Are you so desperate to hide that fact? You're willing to risk the death sentence? She's lying! She did it so I wouldn't be blamed for what happened! In any case, as a prosecutor, what I've done is unpardonable. There's nothing I can do to make up for my actions. Mr. Wright, my sister's lying! Looks like she's determined to protect you to the end. She's insisted she fabricated the evidence by herself. There's no way she could have done it alone. I've got to get Lana to talk more. If she's lying, then she's going to slip up and make a contradiction. I'm gonna see if I have two evidence I want to show off. I'll do it bit by bit. And I found it on the first try. Sky, I understand how you feel. You committed that crime 2 years ago to protect your sister. You mean the forgery at the scene where Neil Marshall was murdered? If that's true... if that truth were to be exposed now, the past 2 years of your life will have been vain. Even so, I am compelled to bring to everyone's attention a significant contradiction within your testimony. A contradiction? In my testimony? You testified, and I quote, "The piece of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan." That's right. Do you have a problem with that? It's a simple oversight, really. See, a message was written by on the jar with the victim's blood. Yes, the prosecutor must have written it in its final moments. Exactly so. And this is where that contradiction lies. In order for the victim to be able to write his message on the jar, it must not have been broken before he died. So it must not yet have been broken before he died. Ah! He couldn't have written Emma's name on a shattered jar. Order! Order! Your Honor, it would appear more information is needed in regards to this jar and its bloody message. We may be missing something critical here. Something critical? Chief Prosecutor. It seems you're as in the dark as we are about the truth towards which we're headed. What? Just tell us exactly what you saw. We'll piece together information to arrive at the truth. Very well, the witness may now continue your testimony. The new testimony is jar and message and blood. I immediately noticed the blood trace on the jar. Sorry. But it was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. All I could think of it was wiping them clean before they were discovered. You mean you were the one who wiped away the message in blood? I wasn't chief prosecutor at the time. She did think Drake was the real murderer. That's why she tried to erase the real evidence. Very well, the defense may now begin its cross-examination. Jar. Well, that's a cross-examination. Whoops. So the jar was already broken? It was a miracle that thing hadn't broken earlier. It certainly looks as feeble as the defense's case. but not as feeble as the judge's judgment. You were an ace detective who never missed a detail. You really expect us to believe you didn't investigate what was written on the jar piece? Normally I would have. So you didn't know your sister's name was written on the jar? No. If I had known, I would have gathered all the pieces and ground them to dust. Well, that helps my case. Lana, you do that for me? It seems you two might make up yet. Anyway, I just barely had enough time to move the body as it was. If someone happened upon the scene, you lose your chance to erase the evidence. You must have been in a hurry. I was. I knew I had to destroy the evidence before anyone came. This is rather shocking. I'm afraid this action of yours reveals what really happened. What do you mean? If you really thought Drake killed Prosecutor Marshall, you wouldn't have wiped away the blood. What else could I have done in that situation? Anna, I only had a few moments. There wasn't enough time for me to do anything else but gather up the pieces. But how could you see with the power out? It should have been pitch black in that office. A detective's always prepared, Mr. Wright. Even I always carry a pocket light and a camera with me. Even I carry a bar of emergency luminol wherever I go, sorry. I never miss anything. I got every last piece. So you illegally rearranged the crime scene? Yes, I don't have any excuse for my actions. I'm so sorry, Lana. I didn't know. I treated you so badly all this time. It's not too late. There's still plenty of time to make up. After we've gotten to the bottom of this incident, no doubt this day will leave a permanent stain on the history of the prosecutor's office. More contradictions have surfaced in her testimony. Your sister really putting up a fight. She must really care for you. Still, she's not doing this the right way. I think I finally figured out the contradiction in her testimony. There's one final possibility that might turn everything around. Alright. I'm gonna try this again.
Objection!
It is this jar again. This jar is doing things! Miss Sky, I believe this jar conceals a truth even you were unaware of. What? We found the final piece of this jar in Chief Gan's safe. In the Chief's safe? But how? I knew it. She really didn't know. There's something even more disturbing about that final piece. There was still blood on it. But the witness just testified that she gathered every last piece and wiped the blood off of them. Yes, which leaves us with only one explanation. On the night Prosecutor Marshall was murdered, you were not the first one to show up on the scene. Chief Gan got there before you. Well, couldn't the defendant have simply missed a piece?
Objection!
I'm afraid that's unlikely. The pieces are too big for anyone to miss, let alone an ace detective. That may well be, but everyone makes mistakes. Even I once wasted an entire day looking for my dentures. They were in my mouth all along. Can you believe that? I had forgotten, Your Honor. When this witness arrived at the scene, the jar was already broken. Oh God. There's no way a name could have been written on a shattered jar. Another person discovered the scene prior to the witness. I hope you're not implying this person was Chief Gant. At the time, he was looking for Drick downstairs. Besides, even if he were there first, why would he break the jar? The question is, if he did arrive there first, why did he hide that fact for 2 years? Well, Your Honor, can you answer us that? No! Wait, I'm not the one on trial here. Dim and Grant arrived at the scene prior to the witness. That's still a funny moment, I would point out, just the judge's reaction to the whole thing. Again, he may be an idiot, but he gives us enjoyment. He proceeded to break the jar and purposely hid one of the broken pieces. Question. What is this action called? Fabrication of evidence. But why would Chief Gant do that? In light of what happened afterwards, isn't it clear? What happened afterwards? Discovering the scene, Lana Skye believed her sister Emma killed the victim. Determined to help her sister, she sought God's aid. Lending her his aid, Gant helped her create evidence that incriminated Drick. Sparing Emma, and therein lies the reason. The reason why Miss Skye became the chief's puppet. Oh, I did it on my own. Please, sis, stop trying to protect the chief. I can't watch you suffer anymore for my sake. No, you didn't. It wasn't you, Emma. You didn't kill anyone. Don't believe anything Mr. Wright says. Defense attorneys make up the most foul lies to defend their clients. Oh, lies? Imagine that, coming from my own client. I guess you do seem the type who likes to twist the truth. Wait a minute. What if we're still smack dab in the middle of Gant's trap? Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Lana may be right after all. What do you mean, right? So you do tell foul lies then, Mr. Wright? Miss Skye, please testify once more. But if evidence was fabricated behind your back, then Emma's accidental killing of Prosecutor Marshall might also be a lie. But I do remember knocking over Marshall. Miss Skye, if you will. I can't. There's nothing to be afraid of anymore. This cross-examination may not change a thing. However, there is a possibility that it will if you tell the truth. Very well. I'll testify about what I really saw. Alright. The witness may testify once more. For the final time. Actual crime scenes the testimony this time. When I arrived, I found Mr. Marshall's body impaled on that suit of armor sword. Emma and Jake were lying unconscious on the floor nearby. When I saw what had happened, I thought she did it. That's why I risked all the evidence that linked her to the murder. I had Chief Gant help me remove the body from the sword and carry it. But if it's all really was a fabrication, Emma might be innocent! Unbelievable. Body was impaled on the armor sword. You were the only one who saw that. If only you had proof. Actually, I do have proof. I gave it to Mr. Wright just this morning. What? To me? It's a picture I took of the crime scene as I encountered it. I thought it might be needed. But I don't remember receiving a picture like that. Lana must have known. See, Mr. Wright? She really does have faith in you. Very well, Mr. Wright. Please present this picture. I don't remember receiving any picture from Lana. Lana said she gave it to you this morning, right? I seem to remember getting something from her then. Let's check the evidence again. There must be a picture there somewhere. Now we can examine the book. Hey! There's a picture here! Oh. Oh my. Is this the actual crime scene? No other detective saw the crime scene like this. Because I contacted criminal affairs only after I had rearranged everything. This picture inserted to the court records and crime scene of the photo taken from the case 2 years ago. Mr. Wright! That piece cut out of the vest. Could that be? Let me check some of them. We're back to 4 pages of evidence. Oh, of course. The cloth we found inside Chief Khan's safe. What's this? This is the handprint, isn't it? Oh. That cloth. It had fingerprints on it. Whoever fingerprints those are must be the real murderer. What? But those fingerprints... They're yours, Emma. Why are your lips turning all purple, Mr. Wright? Anyway, let's get on with the cross-examination. So long as you tell the truth, we should be able to flesh out the real murderer. Very well, the defense may now begin its cross-examination. When I arrived, I found... Mr. Marshall... Hold it! I forgot that! I threw me off myself! Come now, Archie. This is the poorest excuse for a trial I've ever seen. Chief Gunt! What? Now you want to make me be out as the bad guy too? If so, I'd like to put in a word or two in my defense. I'm afraid it's too late for that. What? You already declined to testify. That means you forfeited your right to make statements of any sort. This must be that risk we were talking about earlier. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the sound of the noose tightening around your own neck. So what? You think I'm worried? Sorry to disappoint you, but I don't need to make any statements. What do you mean? The evidence will do all the talking for me. Even though I can't testify, I can still present evidence. Yes, that's true. Wait! You mean you still have some conclusive evidence? No, I don't. But someone does. Someone? So, what's your excuse, righto? Alright. Why have you been keeping quiet about it? You do have something to show us, right? Something that proves who knocked over Neil Marshall, causing his death? Conclusive evidence that leaves no room for doubt? Is that true, Mr. Wright? Show that piece of evidence now. Emma's sure to be made out as the murderer. So right, if you have any more evidence presented now, and if you try to conceal anything, you'll be the one appearing before the Board of Inquiries. What do I do now? Better think this through carefully. I can't afford to make the wrong decision. You present that piece of evidence? The one that shows you really killed Professor Marshall? So, I'll point this out. We could do it now, but it's an automatic bad end, so for now, we cannot show it. Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I can present at this point of time. What? You lie! Chief Gant? You opened my safe! I know you took what was inside. The conclusive evidence. I don't know what you're talking about. Mr. Wright, why don't you show them? Find it together. Oh, I see. It's because you know the truth, don't you? You know whose fingerprints are on it. That's why you won't present it. What are you talking about, Chief Gant? Can't you figure it out? Take a good look at this picture. See the victim's face? Notice anything odd about the chest area? It looks like part of it's been cut out for some reason. Okay. Do you mean you had this in your safe? What? That means the chief of police, have been concealing evidence. This is going to be the biggest scandal in the history of the police department. Impressive. To be honest, I didn't think you had the gall, righto. Well, I can't just let you pin me up as a murderer. I'll tell you what really happened. What? You mean you admit to it? I was the first person to arrive at the crime scene that day. And then it occurred to me that I could use the situation to control Lana. So you really were manipulating her. I knew Lana. If I made it look like the blame laid on her sister, then when she saw the scene, she would ask for my aid. You assisted Miss Sky. I told her to arrange all the evidence. I had her plant the knife tip in the victim's body and move the body across the room. And I ended up using that evidence to get Joe convicted. When I tampered with the crime scene, I had two pieces of evidence. This was before Lana arrived at the scene, mind you. Two pieces of evidence? You mean those items in your safe? But why? For insurance, of course. Insurance? I was sure my plan would work, but it's always best to prepare for the worst. I wasn't about to let anyone blame me for a murder that girl committed. You mean you were calculating that far ahead while forging the evidence? What do you take me for, a fool? I didn't make police chief by dumb luck. See the shard fragment? I hit the most legible part of Emma's name. I didn't expect Lana to go and wipe the blood off all the pieces. But if you fabricated all the evidence, what's to say you didn't fabricate the message on that jar too? Oh. Some people just don't know when to quit, do they? That's why I kept one of those one more item for insurance. You mean that piece of cloth? Come on, Rifle, couple of already. I know you have it. What are you waiting for, Mr. Wright? So you admit to it then, Chief Gant, that you were hiding the cloth you cut off the victim's S in your safe? Yes, I admit it. I didn't want to have to do that, being chief and all. But it's a lot better than being portrayed as a murderer. Well, Mr. Wright, you have to say for yourself. Hey, just a moment ago, you said you didn't have any evidence you could present. Foolish move, righto. You should have shown it then before it was too late. It's been a long battle. But the moment of truth has finally arrived. As long as I don't mess up here, victory is mine. Okay, 9. Your Honor, I do have evidence to present 9. Alright then, let's see this conclusive evidence. Evidence that shows who actually murdered Professor Marshall.
Take that!
Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest. Oh yes! At last you finally brought it out into the open. There's a handprint on this piece of cloth. Your Honor, the prosecution and me request that be immediately sent to the lab for analysis. This handprint on the letter. There must have been a strong impact for it to be left so clearly. You mean it could not have been forged? It must be authentic, conclusive evidence. You're as slow on the uptake as ever, Worthy. What? Think about it. Raito has had all this time to present this evidence. Yet he was reluctant to do so. Why would that be? You mean you already know? You know whose fingerprints are on that? Mr. Wright, do you really know? Whoever the fingerprints belongs to must be the real murderer. Whose fingerprints are they? Very well. I'll tell you. Should be okay now. Everything's proceeding as predicted. The person to whom these fingerprints belong to is...
Take that!
Emma? Emma Sky? What? They're mine? I'm sorry, Emma. But why? Why didn't you tell me? Ho 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 ho! You're really suffering, Raito? You knew this girl did it all along! And you still tried to pin the murder on me. Though it's true. Tragic but true. This girl really did push Prosecutor Marshall to his death. Hold it! How could you? You monster! Miss Sky? You knew whose fingerprints those were all along, yet you acted like she really didn't. Miss Sky, it's not over yet. What? I said this trial isn't over yet. Ha! I'm afraid it is over, boy. Not only this trial, but your career too. You purposely concealed this conclusive evidence. That, my friend, is a serious offense. I'm looking forward to pressing charges after the defendant is convicted. I have your badge, boy! What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? Aren't you going to tell us how it feels? How it feels to be the one who single-handedly turned a poor little girl into a murderer? Before I do that, there's just one little thing I have to clear up. Oh, and what's that? Who really killed Prosecutor Neil Marshall? What? Chief Gant, you're absolutely right. This piece of cloth proved who the real murderer is. Who killed Neil Marshall, you ask? It was Emma Sky, wasn't it? I'm afraid that's not possible. You see, this piece of cloth contains a critical contradiction. What? A contradiction? What is this fool babbling about? I'm talking about a contradiction. One that proves who the real killer is. Mr. Wright! This piece of cloth. What could it possibly contradict? Chief Gant, your tyranny ends here. Behold! The piece of evidence that contradicts this cloth.
Take that!
And what exactly is this supposed to be? This is a picture Miss Sky took. Take a good look at it. See where the piece of his vest was cut out? Yes. His shirt is shown underneath. It's hard to make out with all the blood on his vest, though. Exactly my point. His chest is soaked with blood. That's only natural. His lungs were no doubt punctured. Blood poured out from his mouth. Poured out of his mouth, sorry. Oh, but that piece of cloth. Wait! There's no blood on it. Arrgh. Since Emma Sky's fingerprints are on this cloth, there's no doubt that she shoved the prosecutor aside. However, Mr. Marshall was not impaled on the sword at that time. No, this is nonsense! Now then, Chief Kant, let me ask you something. Prosecutor Marshall was not impaled when he was shoved aside. He most likely hit his head on the ground and was knocked out. If so, then tell me, who could it have been? Who could have arrived at the scene before Miss Lana Sky? Picked up the unconscious prosecutor and impaled him on the armored sword? Then, to make it look like Emma was responsible for the prosecutor's death, said person proceeded to write her name on the jar with the victim's blood. The jar that they then broke on purpose to leave behind a clue. To make Lana believe her sister did it. Remember what you admitted only moments ago? That you personally cut out this bloodless piece of the victim's vest? Ironic, isn't it? Though the very act of creating insurance, you proved that you were the actual murderer! No! It's finally all over. Objection! There. Oh, that was close, Righto. You almost had me. Sorry, but you have to do better than that. I refute your allegations. What do you mean you refute his allegations? You see, that piece of cloth is illegal evidence. Order, order! What nonsense is this? Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a suspect. Remember Urgy? Earlier, O'Righto here concealed that piece of cloth. So then, what's your excuse, Righto? You do have some conclusive evidence, don't you? Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I can present at this point in time. Well, that's true. The defense did refuse to present evidence. At that moment, that piece of evidence ceased to be legal evidence. But that's not fair! Oh. Did you actually think you could best me in court? It looks like the last laugh is on you, son. I'm afraid Mr. Gant's claims is legally correct. Well, Mr. Edgeworth? True. Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a person. Assuming, of course, that the evidence is indeed illegal. Well, Mr. Wright? It seems at last. The time for me to reveal my plan has finally arrived. Mr. Wright, do you admit to it? That you purposely and illegally concealed this piece of cloth? Let me double check this one. Oh, okay. Still gonna say it. Oh, yeah, right, I didn't. I couldn't. I admit I refused to present it at one point. Ha! So the evidence is illegal.
Objection!
No, it isn't, Mr. Gant. Huh? It's not that I didn't present evidence then. It's that I couldn't. What do you mean you couldn't? There are certain procedures involved with presenting evidence. No, Urgy, don't listen to his lies! He's nothing but a card! You can't really believe...
Objection!
There is only one issue left to be resolved in this trial. Is this evidence legal or not? Very well, let's settle this once and for all. Earlier you refused to present evidence. If you can prove your conduct was not in violation of the law, then do so now.
Take that!
See, this is my proof, Your Honor. Evidence law. What's this? I done my homework too, Chief. Indeed, Emma's guy's fingerprints were on this piece of cloth. However, at that point in time, this was merely a piece of cloth. Nothing more. What? You see, it's written right here in this book. The second rule of evidence law. Rule number 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. I found this piece of evidence myself, inside your safe. It goes without saying, I did not have the approval from the police department. Rule number 2. All registered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And here is the crux of the matter. You see, at the time, it was impossible for me to prove the relevance between the cloth and the SL9 incident. What? What kind of nonsense is this? You want relevancy? Take one look at this picture on...
Objection!
Sorry, but can you recall when was that picture presented? That was shown only a few moments ago. No. He's right. At the beginning of today's trial, that piece of cloth was still meaningless. The person who gave the value as evidence was you, Damon Gant. You yourself confessed to a certain truth. Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest? Oh yes. No. It was then that you approved this cloth as conclusive evidence. Yes, you, the chief of police, personally approved this cloth. The only person who could have cut this from the victim's vest, and the one who stood before Prosecutor Marshall in its final moments, in other words, the real murderer, and there's only one person who that could be. Damon Grant! The killer was you! No. I'm not even doing this anymore. That's too much laughing from me. I knew I should have gotten rid of him. That good-for-nothing scum. For 2 years, he's been snooping around the department, trying to get something on me. Crimes are being committed every day, yet he insisted on hounding me. Well, your crime wasn't exactly petty. He wanted to reinvestigate the case. He recruited Angel Starr, then convinced Bruce Goodman. Detective Goodman? Yeah, that's right. If the evidence is transferred, I lose my only chance to find out the truth. Please, you've got to help me. Goodman turned him down, as he ought to. Still, Jake Marshall didn't know when to quit. He stole Goodman's ID card and tried to take the evidence. Goodman came to me that day, He wanted to file a lost item report. I went with him to the evidence room. Then all of a sudden, he decided to speak out. What are you talking about, Goodman? Can you please reopen the investigation, Chief? We can't transfer the evidence out. There are too many questions left unanswered. He opened his evidence locker. As he was taking the evidence out, he said, "It's not too late. I'm gonna hand all this over to Marshall." Well, to be honest, I was a bit taken aback by his words. I had a bad feeling when he came to me, but I never thought he'd bring up SL9. That's when I saw it. That accursed knife. I couldn't just pull it out. Doing so will only lead to more blood, making it impossible to hide your crime. Even so, the blood was just pouring out. I didn't know who might stumble in, so I hurried and wiped it up. As worried so much about the floor, I didn't realize my fatal mistake. A bloody handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker. I used to be known as the crime computer. Everyone has to start somewhere, I guess. I was too nervous. I had no business doing any of it. Then you put the body in my car. I'm sorry, I couldn't think of any other way to move the body. I broke your trunk, but what's the big deal? You make a lot more than us detectives ever will. Grr. Leaving the prosecution's car aside, how did you get Miss Sky involved in all of this? Well, she has much to lose, as I did if the truth came out. She took the evidence from Detective Goodman's locker. I felt bad for having to do it. I also didn't have time. I also didn't have the time to pick and choose what to take. So, you left the jar fragments in the glove. Yeah, it looks like I was better off being an investigator of crime than a committer. They all did their best to get in my way. I've got to hand it to them. They do their jobs well, much to my dismay. Fake evidence doesn't hold up very well upon close examination. You must have known that. Tell me, Worthy. Why do you stand in court? Me? You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me. We're the same. One day you'll understand. Oh, believe me, you will. You're just one man. You'll see what it really takes to bring them down once you try to go it alone. Well, looks like it's time to say goodbye. Oh, Urgy. What? Looks like we'll have to cancel that lunch date. Sorry, old friend. I'm sorry too, Damon Grant. I knew you as you used to be, long ago. You were once a fine investigator, and then some of the others on the force. I'm sorry to learn that you are no longer that person. Those days are gone now, Urgy. Thanks for all the memories, though. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Now you have Righto here, and Worthy. DC around, you can't go wrong. In fact, I can hear them already. The melodious sound of a new generation. There are two things I want you to understand. Yes. First, your sister never hurt anyone. Second, Demogorgon portrayed you from the beginning. You see, Miss Sky, you no longer have any reason to keep silent. You're right. When this trial is over, I'll tell everything. All that I have done these past 2 years. From the time I had Grant's help me forging evidence, up until today. So, it seems all the questions raised in this trial have been answered. I'm sorry, Miss Sky. I couldn't get you out of all your troubles. My, what high standards you have for a rookie. I can see why Mia thought so highly of you. Who knows, a few years from now, you just might make it to the top. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright. Miss Sky. And to you, too, Mr. Edgeworth. You suffered every bit as much as I have over these past few days. Believe me, I know how much of an ordeal it's been for you. It was nothing. Liar. I was worried the pressure might break you. And yet, you rose above it all and guided Mr. Wright to victory. You've done well, Mr. Edgeworth. Stop it! I only did my job. In light of this case, it seems a good self-examining is in order for all of us. Miss Sky? Yes, Your Honor. You are innocent of murder. However, although the chief blackmailed you, the fact is you still acted as his accomplice. A trial will be scheduled for these crimes at a later date. Yes, I understand, Your Honor. Is there something amused about all of this? Why are you smiling? It's been a long time, Your Honor. A long time since I felt free of those heavy chains. Well, this trial has gone far too long already. Regarding the charge of murder, this court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky, not guilty! Okay, that is all. This court is adjourned. February 25th, 5:03 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. At long last, it's finally over. Emma! Why the long face? I'm sorry your sister didn't get completely off the hook. At least she wasn't convicted for a murder she didn't commit. No, that's not it. Just now, after the trial ended, I can see why Mia thought so highly of you. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright. And to you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You suffered every bit as much as I have over these past few days. You've done so well. No, I did my best too, but Lana didn't say a single word to me. I hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Oh, yes I am. I'll come back later. Wait, Detective Gumshoe! What is it? You're doing this on purpose, aren't you? Making the detective run all around while on duty. And to top it all, if you call me here, I've seen happier people in funerals. Hey, lighten up, pals. I'm only kidding. Oh, Are you here because of my sister again? Nope. Not this time. I came today because of you, pal. Me? That's right. I thought you'd like to see someone. Lana! Should you be doing this? She's still under arrest, you know. Well, I won't tell if you won't. Emma, I owe you an apology. It's okay, sis. Don't worry about it. That day, 2 years ago, was the first time in my life I ever panicked. It was all I could do to keep myself from screaming. All I could think of was keeping you from getting wrapped up in that mess. Come on. Sis, I asked God to help me cover up the truth. I thought I was doing it for your sake. But now, I realized I was wrong. I changed after that day. Had to. It was the only way I could make it through the past 2 years. I knew how much I was hurting you by distancing myself. I couldn't bring myself to tell you what I did. I was scared. Scared that you look at me with those eyes of yours. I was scared of how you reacted if you knew. But sis, you were only doing it for me. No. Huh? I turned my back on you that day. In hiding what I believed to be the truth. I was deceiving you. Sis. I'm such a fool. It took me all this time to realize it. Emma, I'm so sorry. But sis, you don't have to apologize. I'm happy now. You're happy? Of course. You know, sis, I always knew that one day you'd come back. And now you have. Oh, Emma. Emma. No one can change the past. The only thing we can do is strive to make up for our mistakes. Why must we make up for our mistakes, you ask? Because in doing so, we can find the way back to our rightful path. And it is from there that we can move on towards a brighter future. At least that's what I felt watching these two sisters make up. Mr. Wright, Mr. Gumshoe, me? Thank you both for all you've done. Sorry, for all that you've done. I'm sure we'll meet again someday. Isn't that right, Edgeworth? Edgeworth? Stop hiding and come over here. Where was he hiding? I just came to say, congratulations. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Right, well, I'll be going now. Mr. Edgeworth, I hope you don't blame yourself for what happened. We were the ones who acted corruptly, not you. It's too late for me. No matter what no matter what anyone may say. Are they using the DL6 music here? I realized today that I can't correct my mistakes. Mr. Edgeworth. Not only that, but I don't even trust myself anymore. Chief Gump was right. You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me were the same. One day you'll understand. Oh, believe me, you will. You're just one man. You'll see what it's really. You'll see what it really takes to bring them down. Once you try to go it alone. I do despise criminals. I plan to dedicate my entire life to fighting them. But in order to fight crime on my own, I need a weapon. It's scary, but I've known that to be true for quite some time now. Edgeworth, who knows? Given enough time, I might have tried to pull something like Chief Gaunt did. That thought terrifies me. That's why I can't continue on as a prosecutor. Edgeworth, don't you understand? Him Grant and your mentor, Manfred von Karma, were both the best of the best when it came to fighting crime. But they both made the same mistake. You said, in order to fight crime on my own, I need a weapon. That may be true, but think back to today's trial. You weren't alone. You were working together with Mr. Wright. And because of that partnership, you were able to present evidence that otherwise would have gone undiscovered. Is that right, Mr. Wright? Huh? What? Oh, yeah. What is this, a pop quiz? Come on, Mr. Wright. Show him what Lana was talking about. Evidence, huh? Something that neither me nor I would have been able to find on our own. I want to double check this one. I want to make sure we get it right. Oh, yeah, that's it. That's the picture I drew. Our counterattack began with this. You have one half of the evidence, and I had the other. Apart, we wouldn't have been able to completely restore Emma's picture. That didn't just happen by chance, Mr. Edgeworth. It's time for me to go. Mr. Edgeworth, if you'll excuse me, there are still some loose ends that need wrapping up. Take care, Chief Prosecutor. Edgeworth, what will you do now? Well, whatever you do, just remember, you can't let what happened kill the prosecutor in you, or you can let it help you grow. In the end, it's up to you. I know. It seems I owe my thanks to you, right? But what I face now, it's my problem. Edgeworth, I'll be waiting for you in court. Farewell. I better be going too. Okay. But I'll be back to visit soon. It seems we both have a lot to learn and catching up to do. Here, this is a little something from you. Scientific investigation? It's the first book I ever bought. Study it well. Thanks, sis! I will! And so, another case came to a close. As for the sisters, I have faith. Faith that their lives have only just begun. And as for me, I think it's time I started on a new journey of my own. A journey to rediscover myself. Well, don't go trekking off just yet, pal. Huh? What is it, detective? There's just a little matter to be resolved about the chief prosecutor. See, she isn't supposed to be out of jail like this. But I thought you said it was okay. Yeah, well, it may be okay with me, but the folks at the prison are a different story. Huh? Besides, I had to bribe a guard in order to sneak her out for 30 minutes. Believe me, it wasn't cheap either. Huh? Gonna go, detective! I didn't know you had a wild side. Yeah, well, you see, Mr. Wright here is the one who'd be footing the bill. Uh-huh. What? You think I could afford it with my salary? You gotta be kidding me, pal. Thank you, Mr. Wright. You're the best. Why is it I suddenly feel like I want to scream? Hey, I got an idea. Why don't we all go pay it off together? Yeah, that's a great idea. Come on, guys. Let's go.
Objection!
And that actually finishes off Rise of the Ashes. And now that's officially finished. Phoenix Wright 1 is Attorney. I arranged for a friend of mine in Europe to take care of Emma. I hope she'll be pleased to study under our top corner. As for me, this affair has pretty much ended my days at the prosecutor's office. Still, I managed to find my way back to the field, so I'll manage to find my way. Then I'll be able to investigate crimes together with Emma. It is a very long kiss, and I will... Alright, I can't do it anymore. Damn it. And God, it's a long one. And it's almost fun. It was fun. Yikes! I thought I was a goner for a moment there. In the end, though, they overlooked my unauthorized investigation of the chief's office. If you penalize you anymore, it'd be worse than firing you. Yep, that's what they said. Just goes to show, you can't shake me off that easy. But yeah, and some stuff it's going to return later, not obviously the next two games, because the next two games were advanced games. But when we get to the Apollo Trilogy, you're going to see more of what we did here, there, basically. But yeah, some frustration, but you know what I mean. My new mission is to guard the main entrance and take care of Billy. Can you believe it? I've been demoted to security guard. My partnership keeps keeping an eye on the entrance for me today. I'll shut him know. Someday I'm going to make a detective. Yes, sir. Then I can be like that Dick Gumshoe. Yeah, interesting note, my point is, if you play this on the 3DS or DS, obviously Friday I have the DS copy or the 3DS naturally. This is a copy. The touchscreen has an interesting feature. Because you can dust out the handprints on the screen, on the bottom screen, and actually show the characters present in this. And the Blue Badger is now officially dead. So like in certain moments you'll see like Angel Star, Edgeworth, Phoenix, Lana, Emma, and all that. That's why I mentioned during the fingerprint stuff, like it was weird for me to come in something like this because I'm used to doing with two screens rather than one. What is it? Can't you say I'm having a showdown with a steak lunch partner? This star man sneaked this in on me. She's seeing one of them guards, it seems. Well, cowboy, looks like you did it. You even get Bambina back her smile. Can you make sure Billy and the gang get the water? So from what I remember, I'm outside of Emma's guy who does make a natural return. Looks like we won't be seeing each other for a while. As a farewell gift, I put a new meal on the menu, the right way lunch. The top layer tastes a bit bitter at the feet. Bitter as well as the feet, but the bottom layer is the sweetest victory. Kids seem to dig the turnabout thing. It's a hot cellar in the summertime. Just be sure not to eat it backwards. So yeah, so when I remember, I think the only other character in this case that makes a return outside of Emma is Officer Meekins, and he pops out in Edgeworth's games. If I could figure out how to record 3DS footage stuff, I would probably do Edgeworth 1. I'll never forget what that young defense lawyer said after the trial. Let's see, what was his name again? Mr. Leff? Anyway, he said he's been doing something or other for how many years? Well, anyway, I've got another trial to get to, so I better be. Huh? Oh no! I forgot my gravel! Sorry, gotta go! Yeah, I do think we have time to do the next case. Yeah, like I said, I was going to talk about this child as an individual because this was basically a standalone thing. It's a matter of stuff that worked. Oh, Maya. Nothing soothes the soul like fresh country air. So, sometimes I miss hearing you and your objections. So, I can't go back until I'm a full-fledged spirit medium. Mystic Maya, afternoon training's about to begin. Coming! Well, see you right, Nick. Yeah, I think this is the only proper guest appearance for Maya. The door's going, but I don't want to move because I want to finish this. But yeah. If there's anything much to say, like I said, it's been a thing. It's been a ride. Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, I brought you your tea. What's going on? And that's going to be revealed when we get to Justice for All. Alright. Thanks for coming to see me off. I can't believe I'm going to Europe. Thank you, Mr. Wright. Thank you so much for everything. I'm a little sad, but I'll be alright. Whenever I want to see Lana, all I have to do is open this book. Alright. I think that effectively ends. Rise from Ashes. Yep, that's signifying the Rise to Ashes is done. Did we get all of Angel Star lunches? Apparently I missed a lunch. How did I miss Angel Star's lunch? I do not know. But yeah, we have time. We could probably squeeze in the Justice for All first case. So, unlike this one, there's going to be only 4 episodes, and we know that for sure. So, we'll kick things off with The Lost Turnabout, which is set a few months after the original. How did I get into this mess? That's far enough! You can't run forever, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What have I done wrong? I cannot allow you to go on like this. But I'm just a civil defense attorney. Silence! You are no longer worthy of your title. September 8th, 9:08 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 1. What a nightmare. I bet it was this ringtone that caused it. I really shouldn't be dozing off right before trial starts anyway. Huh? Looks like they hung up. Ah, good. Finally found it. Talk about a close call. I hate to do this to you, but it's nothing personal, Mr. Attorney. A few minutes later, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 1. Ouch! My head! It's throbbing! Why does it feel so foggy in there? Oh yeah, we're gonna have a new set of music, by the way, because new Phoenix Wright game, technically. Good morning! Good morning? Defense attorney. A cell phone for this thing. I found this in my pocket, but I don't remember what it means or how I got there. This is also my reports. Time of death, 9/6 at 6:28 p.m. Cause broken neck, body also covered in bruises. And the glasses were found under the victim. Pieces of nearsighted lenses were found nearby. Also, the attorney badge. It's my own important badge, which I'm a defense attorney. Our dependent, Maggie Briggs. Oh, Briggs. Age 22, my client. The only thing I recall is that she's a police woman. I'm Dustin Prince, age 30, the victim of a policeman. It seems he was seeing the defendant, Maggie Wright. Oh yeah, we got amnesia apparently. What's wrong? You don't look well. People are the best first thing in the morning. Where's that fighting spirit? Sorry, but can you please turn the cheeriness down? My head sort of hurts. Roger that. Am I in trouble or something? Huh? Trouble? Wait, never mind. You're a policewoman, right? I thought maybe I had done something wrong. What are you talking about? I'm the one in trouble. What? I'm placing my life in your hands today, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Life on my hands? You promised me. You said you proved that I'm not guilty. Not guilty? Just when I thought all hope was lost, when all the other lawyers had laughed me off. Leave it to me, you said. You're the one and only Phoenix Wright came to save the day. And just like that, I was moved to tears, sir. I'll never forget what you've done for me, ever. What is this girl blabbering about? Actually, I really love to watch court proceedings, and I'm always rooting for you to win. When I'm off duty, I like to come here on. What's wrong? You've been acting really strange, and you keep staring at me. You're making me all kinds of nervous, sir. Oh, sorry. I'm afraid to ask, but here goes. So, this might sound bad, but, here are you? What? Mr. Wright, how could you say that? How could you do this to the fragile heart of a girl about to go on trial? You're absolutely horrible! No, I mean, I didn't mean it like that. Is this how a defense attorney treats his clients? Sir, I can't believe this! No, it's just, well, I think you have the wrong person. Yes, who am I? Why am I drawing a blank? The trial will begin shortly. Will the defendant and her lawyer please proceed to the courtroom immediately? The trial's about to start. I'm counting on you there, okay? I guess I must have amnesia. Let's see, what can I piece together? From the sense of things, it's probably safe to say that I'm a defense attorney. And that girl, she said I prove her not guilty. I can't believe I made such an irresponsible promise. Someone, please! Tell me this is just a bad dream! Why do I get the feeling this is one dream I won't be waking up from? September 8th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. Court is now in session for the trial of Maggie Wright. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. What is it, Mr. Wright? Are you talking to me? Do you see any other defense attorney here? Right here? I guess not. Alright then, are you ready? I guess I should say yes for now. Are you ready, Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. Wait a second. Her life's in my hands. I should really do the responsible thing. Actually, you see, Your Honor, my memory is kind of... Corporal not here to defend his excuse, because the defendant is a member of the police. This case is under great scrutiny. Therefore, we must make this trial fair but swift. I believe I have told you this before. I hope you're not telling me you've forgotten. Actually, I have. Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please. Yes, Your Honor. I'm sure you're well aware the defendant is accused of killing her lover. What's worse, her lover was a fellow police officer. A policeman? You did what to a policeman? Wasn't me! Besides, Dustin and I, we weren't lovers like that. In any case, the prosecution will prove that the guilty party is none other than the defendant. Very well. Mr. Payne, please call your first witness. It's been a while, Mr. Wright. Let's see how you learn. So let's see what you've learned since last time. I'll show you any. I won't show you any rookie this time. I don't even mention this time, rookie. Why am I messing up? Okay. On here you again. Mr. Payne, age 53, the prosecutor of this case lacks presence, generally bad at getting his point across. The prosecution calls Detective Dick Gumshoe to the stand. Here we go! Don't let me down, Mr. Wright! Nowhere to hide. I'm so dead. As to these cases are typically on R, so we can do that. Witness, please state your name and occupation. My name is Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm the detective in charge of homicides down at the Pinnock, sir. You don't look very well, detective. Well, sir, the defendant, she works under me, so, you know. You work under that detective? Yes, sir. While I was a trainee, he was always watching out for me, sir. He was such a wonderful guy, sir. I would never forget what he's done for me. Okay, calm down. I believe you. Detective Gumshoe, please describe for us the details of this crime. Yes, sir. It happened in the park near headquarters. Exposed Park. The victim was one of the local cops, Dustin Prince. He was pushed down from the bench on the upper half, sir. The landing beat his body up bad and it snapped his neck. The details are listed in the report that was distributed yesterday. Ah yes, this autopsy report, correct? Why don't I remember getting the copy? I see everything is in order here. Even the estimate time of death is unusually well documented. Victim's watch stopped from the impact of the line, sir. Okay, the results of the autopsy confirmed the time of death. If I may, Your Honor. The prosecution would like to submit this photograph. Very well. The court accepts it into the evidence. Okay, crime photo 1 added to the records. Okay, nice then. I recall at yesterday's primary hearing. A very important piece of evidence was brought to our attention. Yes, I guess. Mr. Wright! Is your head on right today? There was a very crucial piece of evidence found under the victim's body. Was there? Have you lost your mind? Well, actually, it's just nerves. Give me a second. What? How could you talk like such an amateur? I thought you were a pro, sir. All right, sir. I'll help you for this. At times like this, maybe I'll take a glance at the court record. Alright, this is a tutorial cast, so we're going to have to retread some more grinds again. Yep! Info about evidence and people involved with this case are all listed here, sir. Oh, sorry. You can look at the court records by pressing the R1 button. The R1 button, huh? You really know what you're talking about, don't you? It's too bad I'm a cop, right? Just think. I could totally be a legal assign in instead. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? The court is in session. Save your chit-chat for later. Sorry, Your Honor. Well, I guess I better check the court record and see what I can find. What was it again? The R1 button? Alright, Mr. Wright. Let's see if your notes are in order. What's the piece of evidence found underneath the victim's body? It's simple, Your Honor. A broken pair of glasses. That's right. The victim grabbed his killer's glasses as he was being shoved, sir. He held onto them as he fell. Hey! What are you giving me an evil eye? Those glasses you're wearing. Yeah. Yes, this is my spare pair. But these glasses were they found at the crime scene aren't mine. I swear. Oh, sorry, not mine. I swear. Sir, you sure about that? Look, it was a coincidence that on the same day I accidentally stepped on mine. A coincidence, he says. Your Honor, I have further evidence to present. Oh, you have more? This evidence is very decisive. Very well. Let's hear from our witness about this evidence. Testimony is decisive evidence. There's something even more incriminating than the glasses under the victim's body, sir. During his hit, the victim was pushed from the bench area. He managed to write down the culprit's name on the ground when he landed, where he landed. I don't like saying it, but it's clearly the defendant's name, Maggie, sir. With this piece of evidence and the glasses, it's hard not to say she's the culprit. This is the picture of the writing, Your Honor. Why, this is... Yes, I can clearly see your name written here. The prosecution would like to submit this picture. Understood. This court accepts it in the evidence. Oh, I've seen them in this trial now. Very sneaky. Also, crime picture 2 has been added to the court records. As if the glasses didn't make you look suspicious. The victim even wrote your name as clear as day. Sorry. Yes, put it in clear as day on the ground. But I already told you, those glasses aren't mine. And how do you explain his dying message? It's a conspiracy! I'm not guilty, sir! It's alright, you may cross-examine the witness. Cross-examine? This is it. I'm counting on you. Sure, but what am I supposed to do? What? This isn't like you at all. Normally, this is the part where you get in the witness's face. Get in their face and do what? I guess there's no way around it. Okay, I'm gonna lend you a hand. The prosecution witness hides all things from the court, which means they lie from time to time. Lie? But isn't that detective your superior? Well, even if they don't mean to lie, sometimes he will just remember things wrong. Like the detective. He does sort of look like a scatterbrain. It doesn't matter. Either way, it's bad for us, sir. That's why you have to. That's why when you question the witness, that's why when you question witnesses, you have to find and expose their lies. It's all right. Your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Talk about trial by fire. Here goes nothing. As long as I can expose the lies, it should be all right. Alright. Don't need this anymore.
Hold it!
About those glasses. Do you have any proof that those belong to my client? The lenses are for near sightedness, and are almost the same strength as hers. Oh, even the frames look kind of like the ones she's wearing on her ID, pal. What should I do now? Look at you. Hold it! Almost and kind of are not good enough in a case like this. Do you have more definitive proof? Is there something that clearly links the defendant with those glasses? The dirt and sand rubbed or any traces of fingerprints or anything else. So what are you saying, detective? Is that you have nothing to prove those glasses are my client's? Something like that. What? I see. So there's no proof. Wow, that was amazing! I can totally feel it down into my gut. Nah, you're sure he was pushed and that's how he fell? Yeah, pal. If you look at the wounds in the victim's body, there's no way it was anything else. Please continue with your testimony, detective. Anyway, the victim fell pretty far. The culprit's name? Yeah, I was surprised too. I didn't want to believe it, but what's the name? Was the name that of my client? Okay, are you absolutely certain? Sorry, pal, but that's what it said. This is a picture of it. No matter which way you look at it, it still says Maggie. It's got a point. Hey, hold on! Huh? Don't holler at me! I know the picture says Maggie, but now that you mention it, it does feel kind of off about this picture. That's how you know you found a contradiction! Now hurry up and present some evidence! That's what spotting the contradiction feels like. I better check the photo records again. So, don't give up. Keep that fighting spirit going. I'm glad you're all pumped up, but I really want to see your special moves, sir. My what? You always look so cool when you present evidence. Present evidence? Oh, that evidence. Actually, I was just thinking about that. Yes! The Grip Phoenix Wright is back! Oh, that's right. Huh? I hear that lately you can present not only evidence, but people's profiles as well. I'm sure it makes things a bit more complicated, so be careful, sir. Those profiles, huh? Alright, let's give this another try. So, if you remember at the start, I mentioned the name, but if you're actually listening to this, then it comes as no surprise if we go to profiles. Maggie is spelled differently here. Her name is spelled differently than the actual name. Just for anyone who's listening, the word on the picture is M-A-G-G-E-I-E, but how she spells her name is M-A-G-G-E-Y.
Objection!
Just thought I'd clear that. Make a little fun little explanation in this one. What is it? What's come over me? Without thinking, I just blurted out objection. I yelled at the top of my lungs. Finger I stretched, ready to take on my opponent. What a rush! Detective Gumshoe! You're talking to me, pal? Please state the defendant's name for me. What are you trying to prove with this futile exercise, Mr. Wright? You'll see. This is a very crucial line in questioning. Actually, Mr. Payne, can you answer the defendant's name if you please? Well, where is this ridiculous question coming from? The defendant's name is, Maggie Bright. I think someone needs to check the court record. What? It says right here, Maggie. Also, just for clarification, Pin explained it, put it with an I, but this time it's coming up as EY. Ah! It looks like the bird caught the cat napping. What's going on here? I have no idea either, sir. As you can see, victim did indeed leave a name, Maggie. However, the defendant's name is actually spelled Maggie. This is a blatant contradiction of facts. Oh, how about that? I hadn't even noticed. But maybe the victim didn't know how to spell her name correctly. May I remind you that it was you who said the defendant is accused of killing her lover. If they were truly lovers, it would have been possible for him to have not known her name. No! This is very true. Mr. Payne? Yes, Your Honor? Are you absolutely certain that the defendant and the victim, Dustin Prince, were in fact lovers? Yes, I'm quite certain, Your Honor. They were a well-known couple in the police force. Detective Gumshoe, please testify for the court the relationship between the victim and the defendant. Yes, sir. Dustin and Maggie's new testimony. Officer Prince. Oh, Dustin Prince, never mind. And Officer Bride have been going out for about half a year. It sounded like they were even talking about marriage. The day of the incident just happened to be the victim's birthday, sir. Officer Bride had gotten Officer Prince a present. It was something she had bought over 2 months ago. I should have known, because she came to me and asked what she should get for him. Oh, those two sound like they were close. Nevertheless, tragedy struck. Yes, I see. You may cross examine the witness, Mr. Wright. Alright. How do you know about this? Every year in March, we have a training camp for us cops. Officer Bride was a rookie at the time, and she and the Officer Prince seemed to hit it off. They got close, I take it. Actually, I was supposed to go too, but I couldn't pay the deposit for the trip, so I didn't. If only I had gone on that trip. What is it? Oh, nothing, sir. Really. Anyway. Marriage? But wasn't the victim 8 years older than her? What? You saying the guy gotta marry someone around the same age as himself, pal? No, that's not what I meant at all. Detective Gumshoe and Dustin were only a year apart, you know. I think this fella has a way to go before marriage. A way to go before marriage. Mind your own business, pal. Thank you, Gail. The day of the incident. You meant September 6th. You mean September 6th? Yeah. The victim, Officer Prince, had just gotten off duty at 5:30 p.m. that day. And since Maggie's night shift hadn't started yet, they went to the park for a bit. I remember when I was young and in love. Oh, it was a jolly time. That's great, Your Honor. I'm glad you're such a cheerful old man. You seem to know a lot about the defendant. Well, that's because I'm her boss, and I gotta watch out for my subordinates. But even what she was going to give as a present, isn't that going a bit too far? Hey, pal, watch what you say. I know everything that happens under me. If someone so much as scratches dirt, I really don't need to know that much. Mr. Wright, please refrain from badgering the witness. I agree. Even if this witness has a crush on the defendant, that should not be the point of discussion at this time. Oh, wait a second! Why are we talking about this? It's all your fault, pal! You're guilty, guilty, guilty! I should have you arrested! I think the good detective is about done here. We're not going back to that old grounds. I think we're done.
Hold it!
Over 2 months ago? Yep, she's a very considerate woman, pal. So, what was his birthday present? She got him a glove. A single glove? Why would she only give him one? Actually, Your Honor, the glove in question is a baseball glove. Oh, I see. A baseball glove. Officer Prince was a huge baseball fan. Baseball glove? Just now, I believe you said that the present was something she had bought over 2 months ago. Yeah. Are you saying she bought the glove at a store that far in advance? Nah, nothing like that, pal. Then, what is it like? She ordered it. It was custom made. Custom made? The glove was custom made? Yep, that's what I said. So the glove was custom made. Your Honor, I really don't see how this glove is relevant to the case. This case. Yes, it would seem that there is little relevance. What do you think, Mr. Wright? Do you think this glove is really relevant to this case? Of course it is. I don't know where this will lead me, but... Of course it's relevant. It is relevant. That glove is the key to solving to this whole case. Yes, bluffing to the max. Now this is the Mr. Wright I know. I'm so happy you're back, sir. I was wondering how long it'd take. This is great. Pressing people. It feels like I've done this before. As if I used to do this to squeeze information out like from even the most tight-lipped people. Very well. If you're that convinced, let's hear some more about the matter. Actually, I brought the glove with me today. And? Why didn't you say so earlier? Hurry and show the glove to the court. Well, I didn't think it had anything to do with this case. Anyway, this is it, sir. It's, rather yellow, isn't it? Baseball glove, birthday present from Maggie E to the victim. It was custom made. Officer Prince really liked the color yellow. And that's why he had to special order it. Yep, that's right. And what other reason? I think this court has heard enough. It is clear that the victim and the defendant were involved with each other. Yes, that's correct, Your Honor. Now, if it is true, it brings up an important question. Was the name Maggie really written by the victim? I see your point, Your Honor. Would you please tell the court a little more about the name on the ground? Oh. Yes, sir. Right on the ground's new testimony. We first looked into the handwriting. Unfortunately, we couldn't confirm that was the victim's handwriting. Next, we checked the victim's pointer finger. We found that there was a sand trapped under the victim's fingernail. There was also scratches on his skin that was caused by him writhing on the ground. From this, we can confirm that the victim wrote this name on his right hand. Yes, a perfectly logical conclusion. Items right, you may cross-examine the witness. Thank you, Your Honor. I was double checking something there. Alright. But can you really determine handwriting based on a sample handwriting in sand? This is why amateurs are amateurs. We're not a bunch of simpletons, pal. Scientific investigations in this country are actually pretty good. I believe it's time to get back to the real point. Agreed, Your Honor. So, what is the result of the investigation? So in the end, you couldn't confirm it. Hey, don't you look down on us! I told you, we're not a bunch of simpletons, pal. Everyone knows you can't find out everything you want with scientific investigation. Never heard that before? Me neither. Nor I. I haven't heard anything like that at the police academy, sir. Okay, so I made it up. Anyway. His pointer finger? You know, the one you're always pointing and waving around in people's faces. Don't tell me it bothers you. Every time you do it, I have a mini heart attack. It's like you're trying to kill me, pal. In any case, you examined the finger's index finger, correct? Yeah, we figured there should be something on his finger if he had been writing this on. And the results? And what does that prove? Well, it proves that he did write that name with his own finger. Yes, which explains why there was sand stuck under his nail. I guess he's right. And there's more. Scratches on his skin? Yep. You can't see them with your naked eye, but they're there. This is incredible. That is incredible. Sure is. That's the power of scientific investigation. They're so small that we had to use a magnifying glass. Like a really strong one. It's got that really scientific sounding name. You mean a microscope? Yeah, that's it. We used one of those and that's how we found them. I can't believe this guy doesn't know what a microscope is. Are you absolutely sure? I believe in the power of science. I wonder if my evidence is solid enough to counter with. Listen to this. You think there was only one conclusion, that the name was definitely written by the victim. But don't you think that would be really strange, sir? If Dustin really wrote that message with his right hand, do you think I would have gone through the trouble, go through that much trouble to get him a present? Present? What about it? Alright. Detective Gumshoe, take a look at this. That's the glove, right? Could you tell the court what's so special about this glove? What's special? Never really thought about it, but, it's really yellow. And that's about it. Yes, it's really yellow, but that's only one of its qualities. Huh? There's another reason why it's special. And what would that be? It's very simple. This glove is made for a left-handed person. Left-handed? Why, you're absolutely right. This glove is meant to be worn on the right hand. That's why it had to be custom made. Can you remember there's a way to check past conversations that you had? Sorry, I've never seen a bright yellow left-handed glove for sale, have you? Well, no. So, detective? Which hand did the victim use to write the name with again? That's easy. Look, it's obvious from the picture that it was his... Wait a second! Don't forget that the victim was left-handed. Ah! Actually, never mentions that. I object. Overruled. Is it right? I'd like to know what your line of reasoning proves. There is only one conclusion that can be drawn. A left-handed person could not have written a message with his right hand. Therefore, the person who wrote the name Maggie could not have been the victim. Order, order! When you think about it that way, then yes. It is not possible that this name was written by the victim himself. Then that means Maggie is... No! It's not possible! Mr. Ping! Yes, Your Honor. The evidence the prosecution has presented has failed to prove the defendant's guilt. In fact, I believe you proved her to be innocent. No! Alright, you did it, Mr. Wright. Whew. I feel like I can breathe again. It seems that we have reached the conclusion. You did a fine job once again, Mr. Wright. Me, Your Honor? Well, thank you, sir. See, you got complimented by the judge again. You're really good. And that's why you can't give up being a lawyer, sir. Are you joking? I'm more than ready to retire. Now I will now announce my verdict. This court finds the defendant, Maggie Bray. No, not yet. I mean, please give me a few more minutes, Your Honor. What's the meaning of this, Mr. Pien? The prosecution is not finished yet. What do you mean? We would like to call our next witness to the stand. What? What did this witness? The moment the victim was pushed to his death. What's more, he saw the very face of the culprit. What the heck? Order! Order in the court! I believe a recess is in order. Afterwards, we will hear from this new witness. I have a feeling that was a bit too easy. I need more information. I'll have to see what I can find out during this recess. I can't let my guard down. It's only going to get tougher from here. Court is adjourned for recess. We are finishing this trial now. Alright. Alright, we're starting in September, so we've definitely taken a month to beat this. December 8th, 11:43 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 1. Amnesia? I can't believe my lawyer is trying to defend me in such a state. Why didn't you tell me, sir? I'm sorry, I didn't mention it to you. Oh, I know what to do. I hear you can fix something like this with a really strong shock to your system. Come on, lower your head a little. A Maggie kicked you beyond your need. No. I think I'll pass on this one. Come on! I'm sorry. Whenever I see someone in trouble, I have a hard time leaving them alone. I tend to stick my nose where it doesn't belong and try to tackle everyone's problem. Well, my head's one problem you won't be tackling today. Well, we're here to solve your problem first. We can deal with mine later. For now, do you think you can fill me in on a few things? Of course! I'd be honored to! Well, I guess we'll start with my name and then I can tell you about me. No, that's okay. Really, I think I know you and your name pretty well by now. I was wondering if you could help me figure out a few things about myself. So, my name is Wright. What a weird name. This is serious. You really don't remember? I'll tell you what, sir. You can have this back. Maybe it will help. This is a business card? I got this for you. It's my most prized possession. You can borrow it for now, but please give it back, okay? Okay. There are some numbers written on the back. Oh, that's your cell phone number. Business card. It's my business card. I handwrote my cell phone number on the back. I guess for now, we should stop talking about me and start talking about this kiss. This kiss? Yep. Can you think of anything that would be helpful for me to know? What can I tell you? can't think of anything other than the incident with that cell phone, but... Cell phone? Yeah, your eyes lit up when we talked about it at the detention center, sir. Hurry up and then tell me! This might be very important. Okay, Roger. It was on the day of the crime, just before 6 p.m. I picked up a lost cell phone while on a walk with Dustin. All of a sudden, the phone began to ring. Hello? Oh, thank you. I've been searching for my phone. Is this yours? Oh, I'm glad you called. We can meet up and then get this back. I'll be right there. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. You can call me Maggie. We agreed to meet up at 6 p.m. Dustin and I waited for the person to show up. They never did. So, where's the phone you found now? I gave it to you yesterday. Huh? To me? Is that the phone in my pocket? You mean this? Do you think it has anything to do with the murder? I don't really know. But if my eyes lit up... Ah! You were here all along? You're so mean! I called you a million times, but you wouldn't pick up! And when I went to check in the courtroom, everyone had already left! Now who in the heck is this? Let me guess. I'm supposed to know this girl too. Hey, good morning, Maggie! And a good morning to you too, Maya. So, how's it going? Is there a word for worse than abysmal? Oh. What if I said that everything will be fine? That's right, it's Maya to the rescue with ultra-deciding super important evidence. Here you are, Nick. The thing you wanted me to bring. Huh? Oh, thanks. What the heck is this? A list? There's about 20 people's names and phone numbers written on it. It was kind of tough, but I managed to dig up some dirt. It looks like these guys are up to no good. No good? As in... There's a group of con artists the police are currently investigating. I think these guys are members of that group. Names list. A list of unfamiliar names and phone numbers. Members of a con artist group? Why would a group of con artists pop up in a case like this? Don't look at me! And where'd you get this list from the first place? What? Don't you remember, Nick? You're the one who asked me to look this up yesterday. Oh, is that right? These numbers were in the memory of that phone Maggie found. So that's where they're from. You're awfully forgetful these days, Nick. I hope I never get to be forgetful on the forgetful prune like you. Maggie, Maya, Ashley, Mr. Wright is... Mr. Wright! Recess is now over. Please bring the defendant and return to the courtroom immediately. Oh, oops! Guess you have to get going. We can talk about you being old later, Nick. Wish us luck! I guess I have all the pieces now. More or less. All that's left is to put it all together. I'm not going to lose this. I can't! Come on, Nick! Better get a move on! Yeah! Tower If, 11:54 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. I'm ass 9 minutes. Court will now reconvene. Please call your next witnesses down, Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honor. But before I do, if I may say a few words. What is it, Mr. Payne? It's about the next witness. He has a tendency to say things that rub people the wrong way, you see. So I may ask that the court might be a little lenient on... There's no need to give a preface. Just hurry up and call your witness, please. Yes, Your Honor. The prosecution calls its next witness. A drifter who's taking a walk in the park on the day of the murder. Please state your name for the court, witness. Before I do, I'd like to clarify a little something. Huh? Oh, alright, go ahead. Just now, you introduced my wonderful self to the court, correct? Perhaps as a drifter who was taking a walk? Did I? But I will not stand for that. Nah, you tainted the court's eyes and colored me wrongly. Sure, I'm supposed to. I am not doing this crap. Yes, I understand. I'm very sorry. I will be more careful from now on. As I'm not doing that. What is he? A human chatterbox? I have to question him. Fashion, cars, women, glasses, and of course, university. First rate only needs apply. Glasses? But you aren't wearing glasses. That's enough. Your name witness. Oh, is that how you want to play this? Using your powers and influence to keep the young people down? I see how you work now. You old people and your dirty tricks. You thought you had me, but you thought wrong. I'm sorry, it won't happen again. Oh man. I forgive you. Alright, I suppose I can tell you my name. The name, I am Richard Wellington, a drifting virtual with a PhD in drifting, as it were. If you want to, you can call me a university student in transit. Mr. Wellington, on the day of the murder, you were taking a strolling through the park, correct? It would appear that you are attached to that word. If you must, then by all means. But I remind you that I am in no way a preposterous boy out on a walk with his mommy. If you must know, I am. Anyway, please testify to this court what you saw during your walk through the park. See, you said again, taking a walk. You know, what you witness will do, Mr. Wellington. What I saw that day. I was at the park all afternoon, deep in thought about my life situation. I don't remember the time all that well, but I do believe it was past 6 p.m. And all of a sudden, a police officer fell from above right in front of my eyes. Without a thought, I looked up, and there I met the eyes of a charming long lady. Of course, I remember her sweet face. It was that of the pretty defendant here. The other thing I saw was the banana that fell with the police officer. That was certainly a decisive testimony. Decisive? Nick, did you hear what he just said? Yeah. That's all you have to say? How can you be so calm? It's strange. My mind is very calm and clear. Maybe it's because I believe in my clan. You mean Maggie? Yeah. Yes, and if she's really innocent, then there's only one. Then that can only mean one thing. This guy is lying. You may now question with this, Mr. Wright. I'll find out the truth, no matter how well you craft your lies. Alright, so you were at the park all afternoon? You seem to have a lot of free time. Okay. That was very rude of you, but then again, what can I expect? That's what you get from a man who graduated from a no-name trashy university. No-name? Trashy? Nah, this may be hard for a much-headed, feeble-minded baboon like you, bud. I have to think very carefully about the future of our great country. But I thought you said you were thinking about which college to go to just now. Oh, please. Which university I go to will directly affect the very future of this country. That arrogant little slut. How did you know what time it was? I see you're not wearing a watch, so... Is that the best you can do? Do you think you can discredit me like that? You're just a third-rate biased fool. I guess I can't expect real smarts from you. Urgh. His arrogance is really intolerable. So what should I do now? Answer the question! How do you know what time it was? I can't believe I have to deal with a worm like you. You're just a shallow man who can only slam on desks and point at people for fun. I guess I don't have a choice. I'll try to explain it so that even a third-rate simpleton like you can understand. There was this little thing they call a clock at the park. Did you get that? Do you know what a clock is? It's a thing that tells you the time. As you can see, Mr. Wright, it's even in this picture of the crime. Oh, so that is so it is. I look at that clock, and that's how I knew the time. But if you ask me, I am not doing this crap! And yet again, another flood of meaningless words. We'll talk about a first-class waste of time. In any case... And how did you know he was a police officer? You obviously have no idea how powerful my deductive reasoning skills are. With one glance, I could tell what kind of occupation he held. That's not a dude. I knew! Oh, but I suppose it was also because he was wearing an officer's uniform. Shouldn't that statement have come first? Wow, that's pretty impressive. Hey, Nick! Do you think you figured out what I do? Even I haven't figured that out yet. Are you sure you got a good look at her face? All of those have this thing called an eye, Mr. Wright. They use this eye to see things. In the case of a human, we use them. Yes, even you. I don't care if I have them or not. Did you or did you not get a clear look at her face? That's what the witness was just about to get to. I would like to request that Mr. Wright do not use such a loud voice during questioning. Sustained, Mr. Wright. Please refrain from raising your voice in this court. And please don't make me have to raise my voice. Are you finished? I'd like to continue, if that's alright with you. So you're sure you're not mistaken? Please, don't confuse your pitiful train wreck of a life with mine. I'm what you call a famous brand name product, while you are only a cheap imitation. There's no way someone as magnificent as myself could have made a mistake. Of course, of course. Oh, of course. Did you notice anything of interest with this? The banana. Well, it was actually more than one. More like a bunch of bananas. Now, what would a bunch of bananas be doing there? Why would I know such a thing? I'm only telling you what I saw. That's really strange. Maggie never mentioned anything about a bunch of bananas. That's it, Nick! He's gotta be lying about the bananas! He could be, but there's no reason for him to lie about there being bananas at the crime scene. What if it's not a lie? Well, maybe he thought he was seeing one thing, it was something else. Missing something else for a bunch of bananas, then that would be an inaccuracy. Think, Phoenix, think! If my client is innocent, then there is no way he could have seen what he says he did. That means we can somehow show he's lying. Yeah, that's exactly what we need to do. She's right. She's got a sharp mind. I just wish I could remember who she was. Is everything okay, Nick? Alright. I will present a bunch of bananas. Okay. Well, Mr. Rillington, I believe I have the bananas you saw right here. Okay, if anyone's actually knows, I actually did present the baseball gloves, but obviously calling them bananas is a bit more funnier in my mind. Ah, so you knew about the bananas too. Why didn't you say so earlier? But don't think you can use this as a way to pull more information out of me. And that's where you'd be wrong. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? Isn't it the baseball gloves? What? A baseball glove? Doesn't it look delicious? Care for a bite? That's not... It's not... No! Your Honor, I think this proves one very important fact. This witness... By the way, hype out of your... Just hype out of your eyes. Huh? Hi? What? Why are you asking me about this all of a sudden? Your Honor, it's a simple... Sorry. It is very simple to mistake a bunch of gloves... Alright, to mistake a glove for a bunch of bananas. No, I don't think so. Objection overruled. You're one of those people... Yes, you know what I mean. You're like, I am God? No. And that's why I asked how bad your eyesight is. They're both 2200. I suppose you're going to tell me that's terrible, right? Why are you not wearing your glasses today, then? That's because I lost them recently, you see. Of course, I was planning on getting a new pair made right away. But you know, my glasses are no ordinary glasses. So, to replace them... How about when you witnessed the crime? Were you wearing your glasses then? How about a witness? You are an unrelenting evil man. I know. Which boils down to you were not wearing your glasses at that time. Therefore, the identity of the woman at the scene of the crime and that of the defendant cannot be proven at the scene to be the same as this witness. But the height difference was only 9 feet. It was very possible for a man to see the face of the culprit standing on the upper path. Witness? Please be more accurate in your testimony. Remember, a person's life is at stake. Yes, Your Honor. Now then, please continue with your testimony. Please tell the court what happened next in the moments after you witnessed the crime. What happened next is the new testimony. Girl on the upper path ran away as soon as she realized I was there. After that, I immediately called the police station to report the crime. It must have been 6:45 when I made the call. They must have had a lot of free time on their hands since they showed up within 10 minutes. So the person who was on the upper path saw you and then ran away. Yes, that is correct. Which is why even someone with a superior brain like mine can understand that. The girl is a murderer. You may question the witness now, Mr. Wright. Alright. She ran away? Just like that? Yes, she did. She saw me and flew through the nest like the guilty bird she is. Oh, I'm sorry. Was that pun too hard for someone who only got a third-rate education? Actually, that did take me a few seconds to get. Anyway, if she ran away the instant she saw you, how could you tell us my client? The witness has already answered that question. He has stated that the defendant is the culprit. This is true, Mr. Wright. I'm striking your question from the record. How can I get more information out of him? Immediately? As in immediately, I mean, sure, a minute might have eclipsed before I did, but there's a duty of every good citizen. Or did they not teach you that in your pitiful school? You think people learn about how to call the police in college? Hey Nick, I think you should take a look at the court records for a sec. Okay. How do you know what time it was? That detective told me. You know which one I mean. The one with the jacket that makes him look like a dropout from a no-name high school. Hey pal! I graduated from a pretty good, top-ranked college! I don't believe this. It doesn't matter. I don't believe I was mistaken on the time I called. And if I'm wrong, then that detective obviously doesn't know how to tell time. What? You are you? You're just a lazy kid. I think the court can see your point. Anyway, how did the police respond? So you're saying that there were police on the scene by 7 p.m.? They got their report out, I think. There usually aren't many people in that area at that time of day. Suddenly, before I knew it, there were people crawling over, gawking. It certainly says something about the morals of the people in this country. I can't find anything out of the ordinary in his testimony. Why don't you take a look? Why don't you take one more look at the court record? Yeah, I guess I should. I can think 2 here. Not that. Okay, I was thinking 2 things there, so.
Objection!
Again, it's been a very long time since I've done these cases, so forgive me for not remembering my stuff.
Objection!
Mr. Wellington, would you please take a look at this? You mean the victim's autopsy report? According to this, the murder occurred at 6:28 p.m. So what of it? You said that you called the police immediately after the murder took place. However, by the time you had called the police, it was already 6:45. There is clearly a 15-minute gap here. Do you deny it? Ah! I think this court would like to hear what you were doing during this 15-minute gap. The witness was in shock after the time after he had seen a terrible murder. It's only to be expected that he would be a little dazed. 15 minutes is hardly what I call a little dazed. Ah! Mr. Wellington? Yes? Explain yourself. What are you doing during those 15 minutes? Answer the question. Telephone, spit it out. I was searching for a phone booth. A phone booth? You mean you don't have a cell phone? You and your questions, as if you're trying to open all the layers of the Matriarchy doll. You must think you're really something special. Witness? I lost my cell phone. There, are you happy? You lost it? Unbelievable. You lose your glasses and your cell phone? You must be very scatterbrained when it comes to your belongings. What? Are you saying that people are never allowed to lose things? Ah, no. Enough? Oh man. Wait, hold on a second. He lost his cell phone? Dick, that cell phone, could it be? You mean this phone Maggie found? There's no way. Boy, I didn't see this coming. What should I do now? Mr. Wellington, where is your cell phone right now? What are you getting all sad about? You seem to be a little confused. I found my phone, I have you know. See, here it is. Oh, I see. Looks like he's got his phone. I thought that just maybe this was his. Well then, I think we've cleared this issue up. At the time of the murder, the witness did not have his cell phone because he had lost it. Therefore, the delay in his call was caused by his search for a phone booth. Well, that's the gist of it. I guess you could put it that way and leave it at that. Do you have any further questions, Mr. Wright? Let's keep pushing. Your Honor, the witness testimony does not make any sense. I don't believe that there was ever a need for the witness to search for a phone. How dare you? You can't just make outrageous claims like that. You do have some sort of proof, do you? Well, yeah, of course. This evidence should be good enough, I think. Alright, let's have this proof then. You just have proof that the witness had no need to search for... Yeah, had no need to search for a public phone booth. It's very simple. This is the evidence that backs up my claim. And yet again, you have presented this court with an obtuse, meaningless item. Huh? It's obtuse? And meaningless? I don't get you at all, Nick. Why do you think he wouldn't need to look for a phone in the first place? No, that's because I was looking at the evidence and it just hit me. I thought, hey, he really didn't have to look for a phone. And why'd you hurry and present that piece of evidence? Okay, that was the wrong one. It's quite simple, actually. Take a look at this. At the crime scene photo. What's the problem with it? Is there a problem with it? Oh, there's nothing wrong with the picture. But if you don't understand my logic after looking at it, there's something wrong. Something is wrong with you. No! It's a phone booth. That is correct. All the defendant had to do was walk 3 steps. Mr. Wellington, why did you not use the phone that was right in front of you? Arr! Order, order! What does reporting the crime of the little lip prove for the defense? The witness can't explain what he was doing for those 15 minutes. There is reason enough to throw suspicion on his testimony. Yes, it's very true. What do you have to say for yourself, witness? And I bet this phone really is his, Nick. He must have killed Dustin to get his phone back. Maggie said that she was going to return it to him. So there was no reason for him to kill it for it. And on top of that, we still have the phone she found anyway. But if he wasn't looking for a cell phone, maybe he was looking for something else. Was he? That's right. Mr. Honor, do you have any thoughts you would like to share with the court? Can you offer an explanation as to what the witness was doing during those 15 minutes? There's only one possible explanation. Alright, let's hear your explanation. However, be forewarned that if your explanation is not persuasive, you will be penalized. Think carefully before you present, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. I probably shouldn't have said that there was only one possibility. Sent to the court, one piece of evidence that would answer the following. Why didn't the witness call the police right away? Guys, Mr. Wellington! What? Don't do that! You almost gave me a heart attack! These are your glasses, aren't they? Ah! Where did you find... Ah! I believe the court all heard what you just confessed to. That these glasses are in fact yours. I'll tell you where I found them. Sorry, where they were found, Mr. Wellington. These glasses were found under the victim's body. Under the victim's body? Order? Order? Now, wait a second, hold on. I didn't confess or confirm anything. Your Honor, I think the answer is quite clear here. As he fell, Dustin Prince grabbed the culprit's glasses. The culprit knew he had to find his glasses and searched frantically for them. What he didn't realize was that they were under the victim's body. And that's why it took him 15 minutes to make that call. Mr. Wright, are you indicating the witness is the real murderer? Of course, that is precisely what I'm doing. No, I'm right. He is the real murderer. Did you figure it out, Nick? More or less. Turns out the cell phone was the key to this case after all. Anyway, now is our chance to deep six this guy. I'll sink him in with one shot. Yeah! It's so exciting watching you work again. Somehow my old self is coming back to me. It's time to sink or swim. Everything rests on the edge of the knife. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Order, order! Your Honor, the defense is making a mockery of this court. Despite any solid ground to stand on, he accused the witness of being a murderer. Yeah, that's right. I'm no criminal. This is appropriate from a lawyer. In that case, why don't we look at it from a different perspective? Let's hear your explanation of why you are not the murderer. Right, that's easy. For example, there's the pic. What about that? Oh, you mean the name Maggie? Yeah, Any like you could read that, right? But we already know that was not written by the victim himself. After all, the defendant's name is Maggie, and the victim was left-handed. In other words, in order to make the defendant look guilty, the real criminal used the victim's right hand to write her name on the ground. But wouldn't that mean the real criminal was someone the defendant knew? Otherwise, how else would the person know her name was Maggie? Maggie. That is a good point. The witness didn't even know of Miss Wright before this trial. Ah, I forgot. Was there any way this creep could have known Maggie's name beforehand? Yes! It'd be best if I could prove that the witness had a chance to learn that the defendant's name was Maggie. Now, for defense, please present this case. How could the witness have known the defendant's name? Mr. Wellington, you didn't have your cell phone on you on the day of the murder, correct? So what if I didn't? When you realized you had lost it, what did you do? What did I do? Didn't you try to find it by calling it? How did you? Your Honor, these questions have nothing to do with... Overruled. Is that right? Where are you going with this line of questioning? Do you think that there is some relation between the witness's cell phone and the murder? I do, Your Honor. On the day of the murder, Maggie Frye picked up a lost phone in the park. And she also received a phone call from the owner of the phone. Sorry, from the owner of the phone. Hello? Oh, thank you. I've been searching for my phone. Is this yours? Oh, I'm glad you called. We can meet up and I can give you this back. I'll be right there. I'm sorry. I didn't catch your name. You can call me Maggie. That was when you learned that her name was Maggie. But you made one fatal mistake. Fatal mistake? My client's name is Maggie. But the name that was written on the ground is Maggie. This is a mistake that could only occur if you only knew how her name sounded. Yeah! Order! But, Your Honor, the witness has no motive. And your point is? It's very simple, Your Honor. A person usually would not kill someone without a reason. Mr. Melton had no reason to kill anyone. That's absolutely correct. I don't have a motive. Is that right? Your Honor, can you explain what motive this witness could have had? It's very simple, Your Honor. Are you sure, Nick? If I said I can't offer an explanation, then the trial's over, right? Yeah, but... Now then, please present to the court that the witness had motive. Mr. Melton's motive is right here. What is this? A list? These phone numbers were pulled from the memory of the phone the defendant found. We have determined that the people on this list are members of a certain group. You looked up all those numbers? Of course. The list of phone numbers was stored in the cell phone's memory. The names and numbers belong to the people who are members of a certain con artist group. What? Con artist? Can you explain why those numbers are on your phone, Mr. Wellington? This is an outrage, and I'm based on privacy. Looking up phone numbers on a person's phone is the worst crime than murder. You're one of those people. I am not even doing this crap again. I don't care, Mr. Wellington. All I want is for you to tell us what this list is about. You think any of you know what it's like to be a refined man such as me? Your Honor, this is unjustified badgering of the witness. Objection overruled. Is it right? What is the meaning of this? Now we can actually save this here. Why would the witness have the number of a con artist? Sorry, the numbers of a group of con artists on his phone? Isn't it obvious? The witness is... Mr. Melton is a member of this very group. No! All of your friends' phone numbers are stored right here on this phone. If anyone were to look into these phone numbers, it would be all over for you. That is why you had to kill. This is too much! That does make quite a bit of sense. Well, Mr. Wellington, would you care to explain? I've got you now. Police officer. Your Honor, what is it, Mr. Payne? Your Honor, this is unjustified badgering of the witness. You said the exact same thing only a few seconds ago. Please, let's think about the content of that phone call. Hello? No, thank you. I've been searching for my phone. Is this yours? Oh, I'm glad you called. We can meet up and I can give you this back. The defendant had already promised that she would return the phone. After that, all Mr. Wellington had to do was meet Miss Brake to get his phone back. Why then would he need to kill anyone? That is a valid point. What does the fans think about this? If you think about it logically, then it makes sense. And maybe we should be thinking outside the box. Yeah. If we think like this, maybe that slime ball saw something at the crime scene that made him commit murder. Boss, Mr. Wright? Well, I don't think Mr. Wellington went to pick up his phone in a very friendly manner. But he was promised his phone. So why would he have been unfriendly to the defendant? I think he must have seen something that didn't agree with him when he got there. Well, Mr. Wright, I'm saving here because we might be forced to present evidence again. What is this something that didn't agree with the witness? Is that correct? I knew it. As far as on Trace, I said that wasn't it. Looks like I was wrong. Alright, it wasn't the other one. God damn it! Remember I mentioned presenting evidence was a thing? We forgot about this already. What Mr. Wellington saw was the victim. The victim? You mean Dustin Prince? Dustin Prince had gone on his date night after his shift was over. With no time to change, he went to the park still wearing his police uniform. Oh! The girl that picked up my phone is the policeman. He couldn't have known they were going out, so he began to worry. He was afraid the policeman would ask a few questions before returning the phone. If he did anything suspicious, he might run a check on my phone. In his mind, it was possible that they had already run a check on the phone. He went into a panic, is what you're saying. Exactly. Officer Prince was murdered simply because he was in uniform. Mr. Payne, do you have any comments? I'm thinking... It seems the truth has come at last. The witness, Mr. Mellington, you are... Impressive. Not bad for a person with a third rate education. What's that supposed to mean? The evidence! Evidence! Guy is really human. All you remember right is he's talking about that suspicious cell phone. Suspicious phone number this. Suspicion call group that. They're all on that phone. But who's to say that phone is really mine? Where's your proof? Your evidence? You want me to prove that this phone is yours? I've already told you earlier. The phone I lost, I've already found it. You don't even have the slightest idea whose phone your hand belongs to. But you can be so sure it isn't mine, you simpleton. What? That's good to see you squirm. We do still have a problem on our hands with this phone. Whose phone is it? Without knowing that, it's meaningless as evidence. Your Honor, this is bad. I can't let him turn the tables on me like this. That's cell phone. This cell phone. There has to be some element. It's gotta be. Maybe. This phone has the names of the numbers of those in the calling group in its memory. I can show them to you, Your Honor. I don't believe this. What are you talking about? What are we trying to determine is who that phone belongs to? Who cares about what phone numbers are stored on it? Besides, who knows? Maybe you wanted to add some of those numbers in yourself. The witness is quite right. I'm afraid I have to reject the defense's proposal. That jerk is back to his arrogant, annoying self again. Cell phone. Alright. I got it! We should check for fingerprints. Fingerprints? Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Alden must have left some prints on this phone. Nick, don't you remember? When we got that from Maggie, you wiped it all! I what? You said there was sample of it, so... Wiped it? I wiped it? Really thoroughly, too. It's oh so much fun watching third-rate trash babble like morons amongst themselves. You made a complete recovery. Hi, my time, so I have to say this. My phone is right here, you see? Oh, and incidentally, you can't check the numbers stored in this phone. It must have glitched because all the numbers have just magically disappeared. You got to be joking. Here is all the numbers I was going to use as evidence. Mr. Mellington? What is this? By the tone of your voice, it sounds like you still have some fight left in you. Where did you find your cell phone? Oh, you're too much. Of course, you have no idea what I'm talking about. Oh my! Now I remember! Oh, looks like they hung up. Ah, good. I finally found it. So that's when. What's wrong, Mr. Attorney? Why the harsh glare in your eyes? Nick, we worked so hard to get this far, but if you don't do something quick, he's going to get off scot-free. You know this phone has to be his. But how am I supposed to prove something like that? It's alright. You cannot prove who the owner of that cell phone is. Your indictment has no basis and therefore no power. It looks like you came up a penny short. Where did I go wrong? Don't blame yourself. you're merely a third-rate lawyer. Only made one big mistake. Who you are, what are you? That's stuff you haven't got figured out for yourself yet. Who am I? The court hereby concludes this cross-examination. If that will be all, I have to bid you gentlemen and ladies goodbye. I have a reservation at an ultra-fancy restaurant on the upper side of town. Thank you for your assistance. You have a stressful day, so please, bon appetit. What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to let it go? Just let it go like at that?
Hold it!
Please wait, Your Honor. Alright, Nick. I think I may be able to prove it. Prove it? Prove what, Mr. Wright? Everything. Your Honor, the cross-examination is already ended. Besides, the defense is just going to badger the witness with an insane question. You will not harass the witness. Is that clear, Mr. Wright? Did you hear that? No harassment allowed, Mr. Attorney. Please, Your Honor. Very well, but this is your last chance, Mr. Wright. You may present one piece of evidence to the court. I only get one shot at this. Cannot prove everything. It's over for your client and for you. You fully understand that? Yes, Your Honor. I'm sure you're well aware, Your Honor, but the cross-examination period has ended. Were you paying attention, Mr. Pean? I said that Mr. Wright could present one more piece of evidence. Oh. Now then, Mr. Wright. This is your last chance. It all comes down to this. It's go time. Please present the one piece of evidence that will explain everything.
Take that!
Why, thank you. How nice. Here, please have one of mine. Judge's business cards, not the crowbar. It's written in fancy script. The ink is strong and clear, but I still can't read it. Wait, what am I doing? This isn't the time to be exchanging business cards. Your Honor, there's something very important about that card, and that is... The card is important because of what's on the back. You wrote your cell phone number on the back, but that's exactly it. Can you please call this number from your cell phone? Huh? Right now? The court is still in session. It's okay. You'll see. Okay, if you say so. Is the defense preparing something, Mr. Wright? You're going to call my cell phone now. And then the court will see everything for what it is. Funny, stupid things to... Ah! What? Why is my phone? What's with that stupid sounding ringtone? What's the stupid sounding ringtone? Mr. Ellington? How strange. I can almost swear that you're holding my phone. You're... Ah! No. It can't be. By the way, before I forget, thank you very much for lumping on my head this morning. I don't think I need to explain any further, except to say, when you went to retrieve your cell phone, you mistakenly took the wrong one. I'll try it at least once. So, that is what happened. You were knocked out by Mr. Wellington. He is a man who lives on his pride and self-image alone. And in order to hide his involvement with the con artist group, he had become paranoid and had lost all ability to make rational judgment. That, Mr. Wright, the phone you're holding is Mr. Wellington's. Nice, naturally. Speaking of the man, hi, is he, Mr. Pien? He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor. Very well. Now then, this court finds the defendant, Maggie Bride, not guilty! That is all. This court is adjourned. September 8th, 2016 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 1. I knew that the real you would shine for eventually. I'm so moved by what you done for me, sir. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I feel really bad for Dustin. He didn't do anything to deserve this. It's probably because of me. Huh? My whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. Your whole life? It can't be that bad, can it? Since I was 6 months old, when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building, I've been hit with all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of food, failed almost every test I've ever taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster, and never won or even tied of the game of tic-tac-toe. My life has really been nothing but a string of disasters. Just to clarify, she was 6 months old when she fell from on the 9th floor of the apartment building. Seriously, is pretty bad. Up until I went to college, I was known as the goddess of misfortune, and then at the academy, everyone called me Lily Luckless. Lily Luckless? What's worse is that my misfortune always seems to latch onto those around me. What do you mean? When I see someone in trouble, I always try to help. Ah, that's right. You were talking about this earlier. It happened again recently too, sir. There was an old lady paving back and forth at the pedestrian crosswalk. I gave her my hand, and before I knew it, we were having dinner at my house. Oh. I'm sure that Dustin's gone bits because of me. But that's not true! That glove didn't even have any sort of special meaning. It was just a present to say thanks for covering one of my night shifts. Oh, I see. Everything's all my fault! Dustin's staff? Your head being all messed up? Well, I don't think my head's that messed up yet. I'm going to find a new life for myself starting now. I'm saving because I think there's still the post-trial things we have to do. The next time we meet, I'm sure I'll have found a whole ocean worth of good luck by then, sir. Yeah, after all, the goddess of misfortune is only a name. You bet! I'm gonna make it, I promise! Next time we meet, I'll only be an unlucky person, instead of a goddess. Yeah, that's the spirit. Well, that's alright, Maya. I should get going. Okay, good luck to you. Thanks. You take care of yourself, too. What a horrible day. I got my memory back, but things are still a little fuzzy. But you're okay, and that's what counts. You really have me worried. Come on, let's go back to the office. I'm afraid to ask, but here goes. So, this might sound bad, but, who are you? What? I thought you said you got your memory back! At that moment, everything really did come back to me. Detective Gumshoe. He's someone I had clashes with in the past during certain cases, but he's also been a good ally during others. The judge. He's a lovable, kind old man who's easily swayed by other people's opinions. But in the end, he always comes up with the right verdict. This person. I haven't got a clue. He seems to know me, but maybe he's mistaking me for someone else. And this girl. Maya? You finally remembered. This is Maya Fey, my assistant. That's right. I have so many unforgettable memories about her. For example, After Nick, what's wrong? Keep staring at me. You tell me you've missed me. Well, yeah, I suppose I have. I feel like I haven't seen you in ages. Oh? Well, I'm back now. So it's time for us to create new memories together. Alright, sounds good. All the phone numbers on my phone were erased by Mr. Wellington. I guess I have to start over from the very beginning. Come on, Nick! Let's go to our usual burger joint! Okay. Actually, it hasn't even been that long since she came back into my life. And that story began on one rainy afternoon, 2 months ago. The Lost Tournament needs to end, and this will be where we'll actually wrap up, so we're now officially in Justice for All. Reunion Terminator is our next one. With that, I'm going to wrap things up here, so I'll see you all next time. I'll wrap up. I'll see you next time. Bye.